Jamie Rolder and Cole Sullivan, the explosive, dynamic running back who has been a massive difference maker for the Wolverines this season, and 2 linebackers that were really captaining the defense and making a big impact there as well. So what do you think
I think at running back, Jordan Marshall has another chance here to prove himself tonight. I think he's going to be receiving the majority of the carries here for Michigan. And I think that Michigan defense just has to find ways to kind of cover their injuries. You know, Wink Martindale is going to have to do a good job at scheming his guys up, playing with the personnel that he has. Obviously, Michigan coming in here as 3 touchdown favorites. I don't think that they're going to have to put up big underdogs.
What the hell is going on? Also, some things that the Wolverine Nation wanted the big prize recruit, one of the highest ranked recruits in Michigan history, having a big game here.
Yeah, I think this is a good kind of bounce back, get right spot for Bryce Underwood. Obviously, scored that touchdown last week on the ground, didn't look great through the air. I think this Purdue secondary is not one to really be scared of if you're Bryce Underwood. I think this team has talented receivers, Andrew Marsh, Donovan McCulley. I think Underwood, with the loss of his star running back 1 tonight, looking to have kind of a get-right performance on his side through the air.
Absolutely. And we definitely have seen Underwood be limited in some capacity so far this season, but we have also seen that ability to carry the load for the Wolverines through the air and really be able to make an impact both through the air and with his legs. And apologies, we're experiencing a few technical difficulties up here in our booth. But we are looking forward to this one. The Wolverines taking the field for another night game. I believe this is their second home night game of the year.
Yep.
And I believe 3rd in the last 4 games that they've played. So Keale, how do you think that this late kickoff time, do you think the Wolverines have kind of adjusted to it by now, and do you think they've changed their strategy at all to kind of work with that?
I don't think it plays too big in a role here. I mean, obviously, it's a home game, nice for them not having to travel. Just kind of having those extra hours to kind of mentally prepare yourself for a game. But I think the Wolverines are pumped up, excited to be here under the lights with the home crowd. Looks like a sold-out 110,000 people in attendance here at the Big House in Ann Arbor. So I think the Wolverines, having back-to-back night games is not always the best for teams, but both of them being here in state, obviously East Lansing, just a quick drive from here. So I think the Wolverines should be ready, prepared, and looking to continue to build momentum as the season really lies in their hands. They control their own destiny right now. Obviously win out, set themselves up for Ohio State week, and then the season will lay undefeated until then, and then beating Ohio State would put them in the college football playoff. So we'll see. This is just another game for Michigan. They got to play one game at a time, make sure they build on everything they've been doing right, and just keep, you can't look too far ahead to that Ohio State game. Obviously, that is going to be the most important game of the season, but you don't get to go into that game unless you win these games first. So hopefully they're locked in on tonight here versus the Boilermakers.
Coin toss has just taken place, and just now the Boilermakers took the field to a very warm welcome from this Big House crowd. But the Boilermakers come into this one losers of 6 straight. Some of their last few games have been heartbreakers. Of course, last week they lost to Rutgers on a game-winning field goal at the buzzer. So that was a heartbreaking loss for them. But this Purdue team, in recent years, they've been called the Spoilermakers for their ability to come in and win a big-time game when no one's expecting it. So they'll definitely come into this one upset-minded, looking for a huge win in front of, as you said, this sellout crowd. But the Wolverines riding high off of a 2-game win streak, and they'll look to continue that as they kick off the month of November here And Halloween just yesterday, but the Wolverines looking to avoid a little bit of a trick.
Spooky. Yeah.
A little bit of a scare from these Purdue Boilermakers.
Yeah, I think got out to that 2-0 start and then lost their last 6. I think all in conference games. Obviously not great for them, but I think they're a fun team. I think they're a frisky team. They're a team that can put up points, especially when healthy. So I think that they'll have a chance to at least make it competitive here in the Big House and kind of keep Wolverines fans on their seats, especially in the first half.
Wolverines won the toss and deferred, so it will be Beckham Sunderland kicking it off to the Boilermakers to get us started here this evening. And we will see Ryan Brown in his homecoming here to the Detroit area, the Birmingham, Michigan native, returning home and looking to put up a big game in front of this Michigan crowd as Sunderland tees it up and sends it away. And we are underway here at the Big House as it is a short kick that'll be fielded at the 5-yard line, going straight up the middle, looking for blockers, angles toward the left side, and he will get out just past the 25-yard line, where Brown and this offense will set things up. And we learned just before this game, Keale, that Devin Mockabee, the elder statesman of this Purdue team who played in the Big Ten Championship in 2022 against the Wolverines, will be out tonight. And it will look to be Malachi Thomas getting much of the touches for this Boilermaker offense. What are you looking to see out of them here to start this game?
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously a big loss for this Boilermakers offense. But I think kind of just attacking this Wolverine team quick, being aggressive early in this game. They have good receivers. We saw Michael Jackson III on that return, getting him involved, getting Nitro Tuggle involved, all of these great big-time receivers, seeing if they can make a play early.
He'll take the snap, fake the handoff, and he'll look to set up the screen, trying to get it out in space, and he will be brought down at just past the 30-yard line on the catcher. That was Michael Jackson III.
Yeah.
And so it'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Boilermakers.
That was good defense there by the Wolverines, but I like what the Boilermakers are doing there. Give their guy a chance in space, make a play. Only gained a couple yards there.
Shotgun once again here for Brown. As he will take the snap, has some time to throw, steps up in the pocket, fires one deep toward the middle, and the catch is made and then banged at the block M, but not before getting a huge pickup for the 1st down. And there is Nitro Tuggle making an impact for the Boilermakers already.
Yeah, I mean, pressure coming in for the Wolverines quick. Stands in the pocket, delivers a strike.
Getting to the line quickly is Brown, and he'll give it straight up the middle and has some room getting past the initial wave of tacklers. On the handoff there, that is Malachi Thomas. Strong running there. It's a gain of 6. That'll bring it out to the 44-yard line with 13:48 to go here.
The Boilermakers are really just making quick. Like, that was a great throw, that great strike to Tuggle down the middle. Able to stand in the pocket, even with pressure coming.
Wasting no time with big plays now, and out of the pistol it is Brown. Getting up to the line to communicate with his guys. Wolverine crowd really letting them hear it already, but the Boilermakers are. It is Thomas that lines up behind him. They motion a man from the outside as Brown will take the snap, fake the handoff. Pressure comes right away. He's able to get it out on the sideline to Tuggle, and for a 1st down. Nitro Tuggle once again finds a hole in the secondary, and he gets out for a 1st down to the 39-yard line.
Great job by Brown so far. Ernest Hausman able to get the pressure quick, but he just gets the ball out right before going down, gets the completion. Only 2 minutes into this game.
Yeah, Ernest Hausman flying in off the edge there, but Brown is able to get it out, and now he lines up back in the shotgun. And he will take the snap, fake the handoff once again, rolling out to his left. The pressure is in his face. Tried to lob it out in the flat, but that one goes over his intended target's head, and it'll be incomplete, brings up 2nd down. Intended target Antonio Harris, who we're also looking to see get a good amount of touches in this one.
Yeah, Hausman in coverage there. Looks like Brown just put it a little too high over his guy. Couldn't find him. Ball on the 39-yard line here.
12:37 to go here. Brown lining up in the shotgun. 2 receivers out wide. Tight end Rico Walker filling in for the injured George Burhen. Bunched up toward the line as Brown takes the snap, giving it straight ahead to Harris, and he'll get only a gain of about 3 there, as that'll take the ball out to the 37-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 8 for the Boilermakers.
Yeah, it looked like Antonio Harris might have had a hole there, but that was a good job by the Wolverines getting off their block, making the tackle.
So third down here, the Wolverine crowd getting active once again, as Brown will line up in the shotgun with Harris. Two receivers out wide on each side, and some movement, or early movement up front. The flag flies. Brown will lob it deep down the field, and looked like it went through the hands down there of, that looked like Rico Walker running free, but some movement before the snap. That'll be an offside penalty called on the Wolverines, getting a little eager to get a shot at Brown there, but that'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 here after the free play.
Yeah, I mean, that's really not what you want to do if you're the Wolverines, obviously. Big 3rd and 9 there for the Boilermakers. Give them another shot. Give them the 5 yards. See what they do here.
A little bit of a more manageable 3rd down now here for the Boilermakers, as they will line up in the shotgun once again. Motion over a man from the right side. 2 receivers out on the left. 3 now. And play clock ticking down now. Brown will take the snap. Pressure comes up the middle right away, and they're able to get to him and drive him back for a big loss on 3rd down. Derek Moore, the first one to get there, and that'll be a loss of 6 yards on the sack. Keeps the Boilermakers in long field goal range, but they will send out the punting unit here to give the ball to the Wolverines for the first time.
Yeah, what a job by Derek Moore getting in there. This Michigan defense, I mean, holding up on 3rd down, 3rd and 4, just getting pressure quickly on Brown. And, yeah, from the 40-yard line, they're going to choose to punt here.
The punt is away. A high kick. Marsh will let it go over his head. It takes a bounce, and it will be recovered at the 8-yard line, where Underwood and this banged-up Wolverine offense will take the field.
Like I said, I think this is a fun Purdue offense. I think they have the ability to be frisky, make those plays. That was a good showing there on this first drive. Michigan able to hold out in the end, though, hold them to 0 points and a punt.
So Michigan takes the field now. Derek Moore has been a huge difference maker for the Wolverines, part of that electric pass rush for the Wolverines with the combination of Jayshawn Barham, TJ Guy, lots of talented guys up front on the defensive end for the Wolverines, and Moore, a big-time difference maker last week in the game in East Lansing. And he is already making his impact there, driving the Boilermakers out of field goal range to get a big hold for the Wolverines on Purdue's first possession of the game.
Yeah, I mean, when you lose guys like Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham in the draft last year, a lot of people might have expected Michigan defense to take a step back, but they've still been a really good unit so far this year. They rank top 15, top 10 in a lot of statistics. They rank 13th in opponents' points per game, only giving up 17 so far this year.
Yeah, and an interesting fact about this Wolverines defense as well, they are, as a matter of fact, the youngest group of starters on defense in the Big Ten. As you mentioned, with the talent they lost to the NFL draft, they had a lot of guys that needed to step up in a big way to fill that role, and they have more than done that. And there have been a lot of guys that have certainly put their names into consideration to go very high in the NFL draft, similarly to guys like Mason Graham.
Yeah. I think you have to give credit to this coaching staff, Wink Martindale, Sharon Moore. I think they catch a lot of flack sometimes, giving up big plays, giving up 3rd downs. Haven't been great in those areas, but this defense has still been really solid. And yes, like you said, there's been a lot of guys, young players who've really stepped up and made a difference this year. They're missing Jimmy Rolder and Connor Sullivan tonight, but the rest of this team still ready to shut down the Boilermakers as much as they can.
Yeah, Cole Sullivan was the leader in interceptions here for this Wolverines defense, so his loss is big and will certainly be felt. But the Wolverine defense, after giving up a few quick plays, big chunk plays to start this game, they really stood tall. And on 3rd and short, after getting the penalty against them, they could have easily laid down and let the Boilermakers pick up that 1st down. But instead, they get a big stand. The pass rush gets home quickly. And so now Underwood and this offense will take the field for the first time. And as we mentioned, a lot of fans maybe looking to see Underwood use his arm a lot more in this one. Definitely put on a bit of a leash last week and in some other games this season. But this, as you mentioned, with this secondary offers a big-time chance for Underwood to be able to test out his receivers.
Yeah, and Underwood going to be starting on their own 9-yard line for this drive.
So Underwood will line up in the shotgun. 2 receivers out wide on the left, 1 bunched up on the right. Underwood will take the snap and give it straight ahead to Marshall, who has a hole, and he'll pick up about 4. And as we mentioned, looks to be a big game for Marshall here, filling into the starting role once again, as he did against Washington a few weeks back. But this one may be the start of a much more significant role for him in these next games, depending on the severity of Justice Haynes' injury, as Underwood will line up once again out of the pistol now. Motion on the inside toward the right side. Underwood will take the snap, get it out quickly on the screen pass to Marsh, and not much blocking there. He'll be met immediately for what may be a gain of only about 1. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Wolverines from the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, in the absence of Haynes in that Washington game, Marshall, 25 carries, 133 yards, and 1 touchdown. Big game for him stepping up in the absence.
So Underwood in the pistol now on 3rd down and 5, backed up deep in their own side of the field. 1 receiver out wide on the right side. A motion in Zach Marshall to the right side to back him up there. Underwood will take the snap, looking to throw. Flushed out. Now he'll look to take it off himself. Has a lot of room on the sideline, and he'll be banged out of bounds just past the 25. Bryce Underwood is able to scan the field, sees the opening to take off and run with it, and he'll pick up a big 1st down for the Wolverines.
I mean, if you're a defense there, what are you supposed to do against that? Bryce Underwood, one of the most talented freshman quarterbacks we've seen in a long time, highest recruited ever for Michigan, and he makes that play there on the ground with his legs, super talented.
Continuing his excellence on the ground as he had in the game last week against the Spartans, as he'll take it out, the snap out of the shotgun now, give it off straight ahead. Marshall darting back and forth, looking for an open hole, and once again, not much doing for him there. It'll be a gain of 4, 2nd and 6 out to the 29 with 9:25 here to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think with Haynes' injury, the Wolverines could be dialing up a lot more run options for Bryce Underwood, and we'll see how that comes into play. Obviously talented both through the air and on the ground.
Shotgun for Underwood, 2 receivers out wide on each side. He'll take the snap, looking to throw, has time in the pocket, lobs one deep down the field, had a step, but it's just out of his reach. They were looking to get it down there. The receiver was running free. That was Jamar Browder, who we were talking about it before the game, looking for him to step up and maybe make a little bit of an impact. But had a step there, but Underwood not able to locate him. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Wolverines.
Yeah, almost had a really big play there, just short of being able to complete that catch.
Browder, a 3-star recruit out of Jacksonville, looking to take on a bigger role here as the Wolverines look to find more depth in the receiver room, as Underwood will take the snap out of the shotgun, flushed out right away, now fires, and Zach Marshall had him open, but it goes just out of his hands, and it'll be 4th down here for the Wolverines. So 2 big missed opportunities there. The wide receivers are able to exploit the holes in the secondary, but Underwood not able to get the ball to them, and the Wolverines will punt it away.
Yeah, I think that was D'Amico Kennedy with the pressure on Underwood, has to throw it away. Puts it right, maybe just a tad too high for... I think he had a chance to bring that in, but not able to.
And the punt is partially deflected. It's still able to get it away off the foot of Hollenbeck. It'll take a roll and go out of bounds just past the 30-yard line, but... Again, the holes on special teams, letting the Boilermaker pass rush pressure through, and they're able to get a piece of that one and set up a little better field position for their offense.
Yeah, I think for this Michigan team, I don't know if we mentioned it, but getting the tight ends more involved, I like that there was a good attempt there for Zach Marshall. He had a big game a couple weeks ago. I think he's a super talented player. All of these tight ends, obviously Marlon Klein, Zach Marshall, they have all of the ability to make a lot of big plays, but weren't super involved, at least in the first half last week against Michigan State.
Yeah, Marshall scored his first career touchdown against the Huskies 2 weeks ago. That was the injuries for the Wolverines tight ends so far this season has left a lot of room open for some of the depth guys to get some action, and Marshall certainly stepped up and made an impact there.
Yeah, he looks good. 8 receptions, 101 yards in that game.
Yeah, and we mentioned it, this Boilermakers secondary struggling a little bit. Their defensive front and their linebacker core has a lot of really standout guys, and so far they've certainly made an impact. They actually are the only team in the Big Ten with 3 players in the Big Ten top 10 in tackles per game. And that's guys such as Monty Powell, Charles Correa, and C.J. Nunnally IV, as well as up in the secondary, Miles Slusher. So they've got a lot of big names to watch on that side of the ball. But that time they're able to get the stand on the Wolverines defense and avoid a few big plays that they would have given up.
Yeah. I mean, Powell leading this team, linebacker, tackle, 76 tackles on the year. I mean, this Purdue defense, like we said, kind of weak in the secondary, but they have players there that can make big plays, and they've been doing a good job getting pressure on Underwood so far, not letting him stand in the pocket and make those comfortable throws with as much time as he'd like, forcing him he's just been slightly off so far, not able to connect with his receivers. We'll see how things play out as this game continues.
Yeah, Bryce was flushed out on quite a few plays there. The first time he was able to find the hole to take off and pick up a first down. But as we've seen him throw very well on the run, finding guys open downfield, extending the play. That time he was able to do it a couple of times, but it was not able to result in a connection. Offense now, Brown takes it out of the shotgun, 3 receivers out wide to the left. He'll take the snap, looking to set up the screen, has some blockers in front, but he will be tripped up just past the 35-yard line for a minimal gain. It'll be a gain of 2, bringing up 2nd and 8 here for the Boilermakers with 8:28 to go here in the first. As the Boilermakers come back out now out of shotgun, 2 receivers out wide on the right. Brown will take the snap, fake the handoff, flushed out right, looking downfield, and he's able to find his man on the sideline for a first down. That is Jackson once again coming up with the catch. A big first down. Brown's able to extend the play, find his guy on the sideline for a first down.
Yeah, looks like TJ Metcalf, I thought he might have had a chance to make a play on that ball there, not able to. Brown to get them into midfield.
Yeah, Ryan Brown, as we talked about, similar to Bryce Underwood, using his legs to keep the play going a little bit, able to find his guy there as he'll take the snap, steps up in the pocket, finds his guy on the crossing route, but he'll be wrapped up very quickly. It'll be a gain of 5, bringing it out to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, on that last play, 15-yard catch by Michael Jackson III. This one was...
That is E.J. Horton on the catch there, finding him open on the crossing route. As Brown will take the snap out of the shotgun once again, give it off straight up the middle, makes a move to get out of a tackle, and he'll get out close to it. It'll be a gain of 2 to bring up 3rd and 3 from the 42-yard line of Michigan.
Big third down for the Wolverines here. See if they can stop the Boilermakers' momentum once again.
Brown will look to take the snap quickly. Lining up out of shotgun, 3 receivers out wide on the left, 1 all by himself on the right side. It is Harris with Brown in the backfield. As Brown snap, give it off straight off the right side to Harris, who breaks a tackle, has some room, galloping down the sideline, and he'll be chased down from behind, but not before he gets all the way out to the 20-yard line. And this Michigan defense has allowed their fair share of big plays so far in this one.
Yeah, that was just a great job by Antonio Harris, finding the hole and then just using that speed to outpace everybody to the right side of the field and pick up big yardage. That was a 20-yard rush to the right by Antonio Harris.
So Brown now has his offense just outside of the red zone, lining up out of the shotgun. He'll take the snap. It'll be another give to Harris straight ahead. That time, not as much going there for him. It'll be a gain of about 2. Yeah, 2nd and 8 from the 20-yard line, 5:50 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think we expected Malachi Thomas, but both these running backs very capable. Antonio Harris, only a sophomore, has put up some decent stats when given the opportunity so far.
Brown will take the snap. Pressure comes up the middle right away. They get to him. The ball gets out, and a diving attempt at an interception is made, but it'll be ruled incomplete. Pressure's able to get there. The official is saying it's incomplete. The Wolverines were celebrating for a minute. It looked like they might have been able to get under there after batting the ball at the line, getting the pressure there. Brown had to let it go. It wobbled up there and trying to dive to make the interception there, but they are unable to come up with it and get their hands under it to complete the interception. But that'll bring up 3rd down and 8 here for the Boilermakers as they'll get a second chance, as they may take a second look here at this one. Yes,
I think they're going to review that.
This will be an official initiated review. Sharon Moore did not need to throw out the challenge flag to take a look at that one.
Yeah. Wolverines fans hoping they rule it as an interception, but obviously that'd be a big killer on this drive for the Boilermakers. They had big runs, big passes, a lot of momentum going here on offense. But again, credit to Derek Moore. We talked about him on the last drive. Here he is again, got there with the pressure, forcing Brown to throw that, and we'll see if how this drive is going to end for the Boilermakers. If it stays as incomplete, it's 3rd and 8 for them on their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, the pressure came from up the middle right away. Brown maybe tried to get rid of it quickly to see if he could find somebody running free, but the ball just did not get out with the zip he wanted to put on it. It fluttered up there for a little while, and coming up to try to dive for it and get his hands under it.
Yeah, and that was a great effort by Rayshawn Benny.
And it will be ruled an interception for the Wolverines. They come up with a big takeaway to halt the Boilermakers' good-looking drive. But the Buffs will come out, and the Wolverines will get the football back.
Wow. I mean, if you're a Boilermakers fan, that's just a killer here. Stops all that momentum on that drive. Moore able to get the pressure, throws it right over Moore's
The ball may have been going backward out of his hands initially, but the Wolverines nevertheless able to come up with the football, regardless of whether it was an incomplete pass or not. But a huge turnover there for the Wolverines. That one is the interception there, huge to stop the Boilermakers.
Oh, I think that was considered a fumble, actually, recovered by Rayshawn Benny.
The forced fumble. Rayshawn Benny able to dive under there. Great instincts by him to get right under that one and make sure that they were able to capitalize on the ball fluttering up there for a little bit. But this Wolverines pass rush so far has been fierce. They have been getting to Ryan Brown. While the defense has certainly let up their share of big plays here, whether through the pass game or the run game, the big run by Harris there looked to set up the Boilermakers with some points, but the pass rush once again able to stall there, able to halt that.
Yeah, I think this defense, obviously, like you said, giving up the big plays, but I think that's more of credit to just Ryan Brown and this Boilermakers offense putting up big plays of their own on their side. And the defense set the course, kept doing what they were doing, kept getting pressure, and it leads to the turnover here for the Wolverines. They're going to get the ball back at their 28-yard line with 5 minutes and 29 seconds to go in this first quarter of the game.
Campus celebrity Fred Richard coming out here for some entertainment here during the break. And he's certainly brought a lot of energy to this campus.
And shout out to Fred.
Olympic athlete. Good to see some Wolverine representation on a big stage like that.
Yep. I follow him on TikTok, Frederick Flips. Lots of great content out there.
Absolutely. So Michigan will get the ball back here, as you said, from their 28-yard line. 5:29 here to go in the first quarter after the turnover. Two big defensive stops here for the Wolverines, and both offenses have Michigan's only had one possession, Boilermakers only with two, but that's already eaten up close to 10 minutes of this quarter. It feels like they both had the ball for quite a while, but haven't been able to do much with it.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Brown tonight so far, 6 for 7, 46 yards, 86% completion percentage at 140.9 rating. Underwood only 1 for 3 so far passing. We'll see if he can turn it around on this drive.
So Underwood and the Wolverine Elf in the backfield at the moment. He's got two receivers out wide on each side, bunched up on the right side. Empty set here for Underwood. They'll motion over Marshall as Underwood will take the snap. delays it, now takes off to the right, tries to get around the tackler, but they'll meet him immediately. Look to catch the defense off guard with a little bit of hesitation and the delayed rollout, but the Boilermakers not fooled by that one. It'll be a loss of 1 and to bring up a 2nd and 11.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a good job by the Boilermakers defense, not taking that bait, standing there firm, making the tackle on Underwood.
Underwood will line up out of the shotgun now. 2 receivers out wide on the right. Motion inside as he'll take the snap and try to fake the reverse, but give it straight ahead to Marshall, plowing forward to get a few extra yards. That'll be a gain of 5 to take it out to the 32-yard line, and we'll see here what the Wolverines dial up for a 3rd and medium.
Yeah, I mean, Marshall, we know that's his game. Ground and pound right up the middle. Doing a good job here so far tonight, picking up 4 or 5 yards on every run.
Another empty set here for Underwood with 3 receivers out wide on the left. Now they'll motion Marshall back inside. Looking toward the sideline to see what they've got here. Play clock ticking even further down, now at 5 as Underwood will take the snap. Pressure comes right away. He'll lob one deep, looking for McCulley, and that one just in and out of his hands along the sideline, trying to make the grab with not a lot of room. But once again, the Wolverines not able to connect down the field. These receivers have certainly seen their struggles here today. It'll bring up 4th down, and the Wolverines will punt it away once again.
Yeah, I think that was a great play, great route by McCulley, just not able to pull it in. And that's the 3rd play this game where
that one just in and out of his hands, trying to make the tough catch along the sideline as the punt is away from Hullenbach. A line drive kick. It will be fielded at the 17-yard line where Michael Jackson will make the fair catch, and Ryan Brown and the Boilermaker offense will take the field once again after another Wolverine offensive drive stalls.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Wolverines are taking the right shots here. I mean, 1 for 4, and all 3 of these uncompleted passes for Underwood had a chance potentially for it to be a big play for the Wolverines, but just not able to connect on these. That one probably the closest, just right through McCulley's hands.
And even that one, maybe Underwood put a little bit too much zip on it.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more of air under that ball, a little bit more touch. But
McCulley still had both hands on it, tried to keep his foot in. Maybe he was a little more focused on keeping that foot in and making sure he secured the possession, but not able to secure that pass for what would have been a big 1st down conversion to get the Wolverines into scoring position. Instead, they'll have to punt it away back to the Boilermakers, and this defense will once again try to make a stop and maybe try to make this a little bit of a quicker drive for the Boilermakers, get them off the field a little quicker than they have on the first 2 possessions of this game.
Yeah, I mean, defense doing a good job so far, but obviously putting them right back out on the field this quickly, not ideal for the Wolverines.
Military Appreciation Night here at the Big House as we honor the veterans who have served our country. Always good to see those guys get their moment of recognition, especially for what they've given for our country and their devotion to, and their love for the Michigan Wolverines as well. So,
yeah,
both these teams, as we mentioned, they've been able to move the ball somewhat on offense. Maybe Purdue a little bit more so. But once again, big defensive stop. For the Wolverines, it's been just about maybe letting the defense influence their play, hurry them up a little bit too much to halt good-looking drives. But for the Wolverines, the story in this first quarter so far has been big-time missed opportunities.
Yeah, I think a lot of missed opportunities. I do think they are also missing Haynes, not only his ability on the ground, but in the receiving game, being able to take those short screens for a good amount of yards. So we'll see if they decide to switch some things up on offense on this next drive for the Wolverines.
In the early going, they certainly like to give Haynes a lot of touches to kind of set the tone, but without him, they've tried to set up the deep passing attack, and it hasn't quite worked out. But the Boilermakers now will take the field as Brown lines up in the shotgun motion, Jackson inside, as they'll give it off straight ahead and met very quickly for a gain of about 3. Once again, that is Thomas getting back in there after Harris got the majority of the reps there on that last series. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 20 for the Boilermakers. As Brown will once again take it out of the shotgun. Harris stays in the game. As it'll be one receiver out wide on the left, 2 on the right side. Brown trying to communicate with his guys up at the line. Brown will take the snap, has some time to throw, get it out quickly, and met right away, blown up in the backfield. Ernest Hausman gets there to blow up the screen pass to Thomas, and the Wolverine defense getting pressure in the backfield once again.
Yeah, Cameron Brandt got there to Ryan Brown, forces him to make that throw, and it's just, wrapped up immediately by Ernest Hausman. Great job by the Wolverines defense, breaking through the line.
Hausman now a veteran of this Wolverines defense, certainly making a big-time impact for them there as the crowd once again back into it. It'll be 3rd and 14 for the Boilermakers, looking to dig themselves out of this hole and strike first. Brown will take the snap. It'll be just to give straight up the middle, having some room there, but ultimately not able to get out. It'll be a gain of 8 to bring up 4th and 6, and Purdue will punt it away.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good run there by Malachi Thomas, just not able to pick up the full 14 that the Boilermakers needed there to continue the drive. Crowd's loving that drive. Big plays by Hausman. Get this crowd lively after 2 kind of stalling offensive drives.
Punt is away. That'll take a bounce at the 45-yard line, and it will roll even further down past the 25-yard line, and it'll be dead at the 20-yard line. And so the Wolverines will take the field once again with better field position than they've had in their first couple of drives to start this game. But you get the feeling they have to get something going now to kind of establish the tone here in this first half after a few of the yips here to start this one.
Yeah, punt takes a Boilermaker bounce there, putting the Wolverines back at the 20, but still, like you said, better field position than they've been starting with. We'll see if they can get Jordan Marshall. 3 carries so far for Jordan Marshall, averaging 5 yards per carry. I think they just need to pound the rock a little bit more. I mean, they're giving him 1 carry per drive and then passing.
Underwood takes the snap and looks to set up the screen to Marshall. Makes a move, has some room down the sideline at the 45, and he'll be run out of bounds just there at the 45. So a big play to start this one on the screen pass to Jordan Marshall. We just talked about him not really having gotten a lot of touches in this game so far, but that one, they're able to get him involved in the passing game, and that one breaks big. That'll be a gain of 25 for Jordan Marshall, and it takes the Wolverines out to the 45-yard line. As they'll motion in Channing Goodwin and give it off the left side now. Another big hole. Gets past the second wave of tacklers at the 20, the 10. You can kiss him goodbye. It is a Michigan touchdown for Jordan Marshall. 2nd straight game with a big run for Marshall, and he has stepped up here in this one. The Wolverines get on the board first with a lightning strike, a 6-0 lead.
The Wolverines start at their 21-yard line, and it only takes 2 plays, 79 yards for Jordan Marshall to end up in the end zone. I mean, it was really that simple, right? We said Jordan Marshall needed some more touches. There you go, 2 touches for Jordan Marshall. And
looks like someone down on the Wolverines sideline is listening to us up here in the booth. Jordan Marshall, two touches on that drive, 2 big plays, and the touchdown as Zavada lines up for the extra point to make it 7-0. The kick is up, and it is good. So the Wolverines strike first here in this one with a huge run from Jordan Marshall. 54 yards there on the big run. And Marshall, as we said, making the most of his increased role here in this one.
I think that's just what's so impressive about this Michigan Wolverine running back room is that obviously Justice Haynes, more of the pass catcher, more of that big home run threat ability, fast, shifty. But Jordan Marshall can also do those things. I mean, this is a really talented back. More of, obviously, like we mentioned, a ground and pound type of guy, but he has that ability to be elusive, to be fast, break tackles, go all the way, home run hitter, and he proved it there. I mean, what a great job by him to put the Wolverines up 7 early in this game. We got 1 minute and 25 seconds left in the first quarter.
We've seen him break a few big ones so far this season. He had one against Nebraska and, of course, the dagger last week in East Lansing. But that one, getting the Wolverines on the board first. after a couple offensive drives stalled. That one, all they needed was 2 plays to take them right down the field. Goes 79 yards just like that, and they're on the board first here in this to kick it back off for the Wolverines. And the kick is away, and that one is going to sail over the head of Jackson down there, and it'll be a touchback as Brown and the Boilermaker offense will come back out to the 25, looking to respond.
Yeah, we'll see how the Boilermakers choose to respond here. Obviously has had a lot of big plays so far this game. Hopefully, if you're the Boilermakers, hoping to get another big play early on in this drive to get things going, shift momentum back towards them after an amazing run by Jordan Marshall.
The pass rush, as we mentioned, has been stifling here, getting to Brown on quite a few pass plays, including the big loss on the screen pass there on that last possession.
Yeah.
Really, each of the tackles for loss here and sacks, the forced fumble as well, have been the result of pass rush. As Brown takes the snap, looking over the middle, has his man trying to make him miss, but he'll be wrapped up very quickly as he'll get it out for a gain of 6 to the 31-yard line with just a little over a minute to go here in this first quarter. That one, Nitro Tuggle making the catch once again. That one was Tuggle's 3rd reception of this game. As Brown will line up in the shotgun once again, he'll take the snap, give it straight off, up the middle to Harris, darting back and forth up the middle, and looks like he'll have enough for a first down. He will. It's a gain of about 5 to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I think on paper this offense has been doing really well tonight. Harris, 5 carries, 30 yards. Brown, 8 for 9 so far. I think it just comes down to those big pressure moments.
Brown will take the snap. It's another give, trying to test the left side this time is Harris. And again, not able to get a very big gain there. That one will bring up 2nd and 5 here as the clock ticks down. It looks like that will be the final play here of this first quarter. But, yeah, a lot of up and downs for both teams. We have seen through the teeth of this Wolverines defense into the red zone, but they have not been able to get any points out of it.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, the pass rush making a big difference here for the Wolverines, but they are able to overcome a slow start to get a huge play to get them in the end zone, to get on the board first, and they'll head into the second quarter protecting this 7-0 lead.
Yeah, and defensively for the Wolverines, Michigan defense ranks 13th in opponent yards per rush, 12th in opponent's rushing yards per game, only allowing 3 yards per rush and 95 total yards per game. So far, this Purdue team, without their top running back, both running backs are averaging over 5 yards per carry. We got 35 yards on 6 carries for Antonio Harris and 16 yards on 3 carries for Malachi Thomas. So far, running game is working for the Boilermakers. Ryan Brown also having himself a pretty good night so far, barring the fumble. But again, 8 for 9. He's been dealing so far when he has time. So the Boilermakers just need to find a way to continue running it up on this Michigan defense. Give Ryan Brown some time in the pocket so he can deal to his talented receivers like Nitro Tuggle. Those Boilermaker receivers have certainly been able to find some holes in the Wolverine defense, getting those intermediate passes, being able to use their speed. But they've gotten Nitro Tuggle involved. Michael Jackson also with a couple of catches. Jackson, by the way, is by far the leading targeted receiver for this Boilermaker team. Yeah, we talked about it pregame. Michael Jackson III, 44 receptions compared to Nitro Tuggle's 19, but Nitro Tuggle only about 80 yards behind Michael Jackson, so he's been very productive on his catches. Michael Jackson III with almost over 400 receiving yards now after tonight's game.
Yeah, a very talented wide receiver group for Purdue, but this Wolverines team, we've seen their receivers. It's been McCulley and Marsh taking the lead for this season so far. We were also talking about this pregame, but we were looking for guys like Jamar Browder, Channing Goodwin, maybe even Anthony Simpson to step up and make a little bit of a bigger impact and establish some more receiving threats for the Wolverines, which they have been quite lacking so far in this season. But that time, Jordan Marshall doing it all. He can run, he can catch, and that time he's able to use both of them on the two plays on that scoring drive. And we'll see now if the Wolverines getting the ball back quite soon if they're going to be able to make bigger use of their wide receivers.
Yeah, we've got about 20 seconds left in this media timeout, but I just want to say, I think coming into the season, you think Samaj Morgan, Shannon Goodwin, and Donovan McCulley are going to be your main receivers, but Andrew Marsh has been the one freshman that has stepped up and had that great freshman connection with Bryce Underwood. So we'll see if he can get the ball here to Marsh tonight.
Marsh certainly being able to show off his run after the catch ability, the long touchdown out in LA against USC, as well as the touchdown against Washington. As Brown will take the snap, give it right ahead, and that'll be only a gain of about 3 to open up this second quarter on offense. And so it'll be actually a gain of 2 for Malachi Thomas there, as the Boilermakers will have a 3rd down and 4 from the 41-yard line, as Brown will take the snap out of the shotgun. It's another give off the right side this time as Thomas breaks a tackle, and he's able to get out to the 50 before being brought down. But a big run there for the Boilermakers. It'll set up a 1st down right at midfield.
Yeah, again, with this running game, a big 8-yard rush for Malachi Thomas.
Jaden Mangum able to chase him down and make the stop there. As Brown will take the snap there out of the shotgun. Bunched up formation here as they'll motion Tuggle out to the right side. Brown will take the snap, has some time looking right toward Tuggle. He's able to make the first man miss, but then he will be wrapped up at the 42-yard line. Another reception there for Nitro Tuggle. It'll be a gain of 7 out to the 43 to set up a 2nd and 3 with 13:48 to go here in this second quarter.
Yeah, again, Wolverines find themselves in a dangerous situation. Boilermakers driving all the way up to the 43. Michigan's 43.
We'll see if that pass rush can make another impact. Brown lines up out of the shotgun. 1 receiver out wide on the left all by himself. 2 on the right side. Brown will try to move up to the line to communicate with his guys, trying to beat the loud, deafening crowd noise here at the big house as he'll take the snap. It's another give straight up the middle to Thomas. Keeps his legs churning for maybe an extra yard, as he will have enough for the 1st down out to the 39-yard line. And the Boilermakers have certainly, in the absence of Devin Mockabee, they have certainly gotten both of their talented running backs involved here in this one.
Yeah, Boilermakers rushing game not looking like they're missing a beat so far tonight, even without their lead rusher, Mockabee.
So empty set now here for Brown. 3 receivers out on the left, 2 on the right side. As he'll take the snap, dropping back to throw. Now he's flushed out right as he'll fire looking deep and fall down. The pass is over the head of his receiver. A little bit of contact down there, it looked like, and there will be a flag here.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say that looked like he might have been looking for a defensive pass interference penalty there with that throw.
That pass a little bit over his receiver's head, but again, the contact really deterring his ability to get there. But it'll be a penalty on the Boilermakers, driving him back 10 yards, as that'll be a holding call there. So will look like it may have been a pass interference deep downfield is actually going to drive the Boilermakers back.
Yeah. Unfortunate break for the Boilermakers, but this drive still has a lot of potential. It's only 1st and 20 on Michigan's 49-yard line, so lots of yards to pick up here, but it's only 1st down.
1st and 20 here for the Boilermakers as Brown will take the snap, fake the handoff, looking to set up the screen, getting past the initial tackler there, and they'll get a lot of that penalty yardage back, as it'll be a gain of 6 on the screen pass, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 14 there, as that one is E.J. Horton taking the screen pass and getting the Boilermakers back to the Wolverines side of the field, as Brown will line up out of the shotgun. 1 receiver out wide on the left, 2 on the right. Brown will take the snap, give it up straight ahead, testing the left side, plowing through some of the defenders there to get out past the 40-yard line for a gain of 5 on 3rd, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 9 here, and the big house crowd getting back into it with 11:40 to go here in this 1st quarter, as Antonio Harris gets the handoff there.
Yeah, so I mean, good job getting some yards back for the Boilermakers, but they do still end up in a 3rd and long situation. Crowds roaring here in Ann Arbor. We'll see if they can pick up the first down. 9 yards.
Brown once again trying to go to the right, go up to the line to communicate with his guys through all this noise as he'll take the snap, looking toward the right side, and he has a completion out there. Looks like he'll be just short of the first down. E.J. Horton once again, they've been definitely trying to get him involved.
You think the Boilermakers go for it here on 4th and 2?
It's certainly looking like it.
Yeah,
4th and 2,
like
prime opportunity here. Looking like they may just give it straight ahead to Antonio Harris, who is currently in the backfield. But that may have been their approach all along, try to get closer up to the, try to get a little bit of run after catch. Even if they don't pick up the first down, they put themselves in a little bit of a better situation to pick it up on 4th and short. And that's exactly what they're going to try to do here, as it's 4th and 2 for the Boilermakers. The crowd really letting him hear it. Brown will take the snap, looking to throw it. Has a man wide open on the right side, but he'll be tackled immediately, but not before getting the yardage, just enough for the first down.
Wide open Nitro Tuggle for the first down for the Boilermakers.
Looks like that may have been Jackson for the Boilermakers, as yes, that is Nitro Tuggle taking the short pass on the hitch route. Just enough yardage for the first down, and a big 4th down conversion there to keep the drive alive for the Boilermakers.
Yeah, I think that's a great job by the Boilermakers. Being aggressive, going for it on 4th down. You know you're the underdog here. Keep that momentum flowing.
Will the Boilermakers make an appearance here tonight? They'll definitely try to, as Brown will take it straight up the middle on the quarterback draw. Had a little bit of room to run, and he'll pick up about 5 there, as they'll move it out to the 22-yard line with 9:40 to go here in the second quarter. And Ryan Brown, he's had a lot of success through the air, but they certainly like to get him involved on the ground as well.
Yeah, Brown second on this team after Devin Maccabee in rushing yards. Good rusher, strong run right there to pick up the yards. 5 for the Boilermakers.
Now we'll see if they get him back using his arm here, as he'll line up out of the shotgun. Takes a snap, gives it out. He'll fake the handoff, has some room, makes the first tackler miss, and he'll get out to the 9-yard line, as that looks like that may have actually been a snap out of the Wildcat there to Malachi. They put Malachi Singleton, the backup quarterback, who does see some significant time, has seen some significant time in 5 of the Boilermakers games. That time they get him involved, looking to use his legs, and it picks up the first down to get the Boilermakers inside the 10.
Yeah, kind of a Alex Orji situation for Wolverines fans, if you're aware from last year. But I mean,
Cade and JJ, if you will.
Yeah, that too. Both these quarterbacks, great rushing ability.
So now they'll take the snap once again. It's Singleton still in the game. The late handoff, a wide open receiver for the Purdue touchdown. That is Malachi Thomas. The 2 Malachis for the Boilermakers making a connection. The Wolverines let him run completely free. And the Boilermakers, actually a flag will be down here. We'll see if this one's going to come back.
Yeah, we'll see. Malachi to Malachi.
An ineligible receiver downfield call on the Boilermakers, takes the touchdown off the board. So a blown coverage there for the Wolverines, and a touchdown for the Boilermakers will be all for naught due to the penalty.
Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate for Boilermakers fans, but I'm impressed with what the Boilermakers are doing here today. Bring in Singleton. Kind of a little bit of trickery there, just gets Malachi Thomas wide open in the end zone. We'll see if they can convert here. 1st and 14 now with 8 minutes left.
Brown comes back into the game now here. So now that it's 1st and long, maybe they'll look to get the passing game a little more involved, as Brown will take the snap, give it off toward the left side, and getting out past the 10-yard line, that is Antonio Harris. It'll be a gain of about 5 there to get the Boilermakers back inside the 10.
Yeah, really good run by Harris there. Just able to use that speed, make his way to the sideline, pick up, what was that?
6 yards. So that'll move it out to the 8-yard line with a 2nd and goal. As you mentioned, a lot of creativity on this drive here in the play calling for the Boilermakers, as Barry Odom trying to lead his team in here and get a big upset, and they're knocking on the door right here as Brown will take the snap. It is another give, and that time swung down right away for maybe a gain of about 1. That was Thomas once again. That'll actually be a loss of 1 there, as they'll get there to set up a 3rd down and 9.
We'll see if they try to go for something here just to get them in a 4th and short situation.
Dominic Nichols on the tackle for loss there for the Wolverines. As the crowd getting back into it now. Boilermakers have done a great job handling this crowd noise, have been very efficient on offense so far, and now they face their biggest test here. 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. Brown will line up out of the shotgun. 2 receivers out on each side. Now they motion Tuggle out to the right side. Brown will take the snap, flushed out right away. Looked like there may have been some movement up front. Lobs one up into the end zone, and another flag will come in for the contact in the end zone. Brandon Hillman down there covering Nitro Tuggle. Looked like the Wolverines may have been a bit offside, and then the contact in the end zone.
Yeah, I think both penalties are going to be going against Michigan here. Not great for the Wolverines.
That's gonna put the Boilermakers even further on the doorstep. May put them
1st and 1.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna get half the distance here. Yeah, the first call is an offside, which will be declined by Purdue, and then the pass interference in the right corner of the end zone, and that is going to bring up an automatic 1st down for the Boilermakers, and the crowd not happy about that one.
Yeah, Wolverines fans not happy. I do think that's the right call, though, and just absolutely killer for the Wolverines defense. Get them into 3rd and 9 after what a momentumous drive they've had. After the penalty wiped out their touchdown, now the Boilermakers with another shot.
Wildcat formation here as they motion inside. Taking it straight up the middle is Harris, and he plows on ahead into the end zone. Another creative call for the Boilermakers, and that one leads to a touchdown. And they get on the board, and they'll look to tie it with the extra point coming up here.
Yeah. Antonio Harris. Again, these running backs might not have been the starter coming into the season, but both of these guys really talented. Antonio Harris able to, that was a good second effort by Harris, push his way into the end zone, score that touchdown for Purdue.
A prolonged goal line, but it pays off, as we see a lot of different things mixed up in the play calling there, but it works out for them. The penalty gets them half the distance, and now they'll look to tie it up with the extra point, and that one sails right through, courtesy of Spencer Porath. They're remarkably efficient kicker. And it'll be a tie ball game here with just under 7 minutes to go here in the first half.
Yeah, penalties on both sides there, both sides of the ball. But I think the more crucial one being on the Wolverines there to give the Boilermakers first and very short at the goal line. And they're able to convert their tie ball game. 6 minutes and 55 seconds left in this half of football. Hopefully none of you listening took Michigan to cover the spread. At least as of right now, not looking great. Michigan about 20 points
21.5. Yeah, that the line certainly opened up heavily in the Wolverines' favor, but once again, we've seen this a lot out of this team so far. Some slow starts here. A lot with the pattern that has taken shape a little bit is they get out to a fast start, scoring on the first couple drives for the game. Not able to do that, but still able to get a touchdown in the first quarter. But they let the Boilermakers get one right back. And so they'll be deadlocked here at 7 as we enter the late stages here of this first half.
Yeah, I think a lot of times this season, you see not being able to sustain drives, getting all 3 and outs, and then you have, a lot of times early in the season, you have Justice Haynes break for a long run. Jordan Marshall doing it here tonight. But outside of those 2 plays from Jordan Marshall, Michigan offense has not looked good so far tonight. Underwood, 2 for 5, with one of those catches being by Jordan Marshall for the big gain. But yeah, only one other completion on the night. Michigan running game, obviously big run by Marshall. Other than that, was averaging about 5 yards per carry. So we'll see. I mean, they've barely had the ball. Boilermakers definitely winning the time of possession here. Also has run a lot more plays than the Wolverines. So we'll see what they elect to do here with 7 minutes left in the game, or in the half, sorry.
Underwood's 25 passing yards actually coming solely off of that big screen pass to Marshall. We'll see if they can connect on a few of those deep balls that they missed in this first half here. But a long drive that lasts close to around the end of the half. Sort of the duration of the drives that the Boilermakers have been able to put together so far is what the Wolverines really need to kind of take control back of this game and not really rely on that big playability, which, of course, so much of that has been taken away with the injury to Haynes. But this certainly looks like a team that is still trying to find their identity with the loss of their star running back, as the kick is away here, and it will sail into the end zone. They'll try to bring it out. Is Marsh looking for some room along the sideline. He's able to only get out to the 20-yard line, however. And Underwood and this Wolverines offense will look to respond to the Boilermakers score here, as with 6:49 to go here in this first half.
Yeah, like you said, I think for this team right now on offense, just having a drive where they control the ball, run out the clock, pick up those short yardage situations. This team not been great on third down, pretty bad on fourth down this year. I think that they really just need to focus on getting themselves in good third and short positions and then being able to convert. Only about a 40% conversion rate on third down this year. So we'll see if the Wolverines can have a long, sustained drive. I think with the way Marshall's playing, give him the ball, trust that he's going to get you in those short yardage positions, and then even pick up the first down when necessary. Obviously, want to see Underwood get more involved in the passing game, but if it's not there right now, I think just stay on the ground, play your Michigan brand of football, and get us at least a field goal here to take the lead before halftime.
Did take some time for Marshall to get involved here tonight, but once they started feeding him the rock on that last scoring drive, they were certainly able to get 2 huge plays out of it. And so we'll see if they kind of try to rely more heavily on him after going for a lot of big shots down the field to open up this game on offense. But maybe with that not quite working so well, they'll rely a lot more on the running game as they did last week and as they have for much of this season. But Marshall, of course, with the lone touchdown, the lone points on the board here for the Wolverines this evening. And we will see how the Wolverines look to take the rest of this half, and maybe how they'll look to go into the locker room with some momentum.
Yeah. So we have 1 minute and 20 seconds left of this media timeout. I just want to ask Zack, what do you think is the key for the Wolverines, obviously assuming that they're able to pick up this game, looking forward to the rest of the season and looking forward Ohio State at the last week of the season?
Yeah, I mean, the Wolverines, they're entering the last month of the season now. They've got a few road games coming up. I think Ohio State obviously looms large, as it does for really most of the season here in these last few years, with them looking ever impressive as they have all season long, beating Penn State today 38-14. Yes. But that is definitely the game they're all looking forward to right now. But I think, like I mentioned, with Haynes possibly being out for an extended amount of time, they'll be looking to see what works for them on offense with their other players. And the passing game so far is certainly what they may have been looking to establish, but they have not been able to do that so far tonight. But we'll see what they have here in store on this drive, as they'll line up out of the pistol with Underwood. One receiver out wide on the right is Marsh. Marsh is actually bunched up on the left side. So Wolverines in dire need of a good drive here and looking to put some points on the board going into the half. As Underwood will take the snap and turn and give it straight ahead to Marshall, who tries to go around the left side. Has some room but stumbles. Looked like he had some room to turn the corner there and break another big one, but he looks like he may have fallen victim to the turf monster a little bit there. But it'll be only a gain of about 6, but still a good run by Jordan Marshall to get to the outside there.
Yeah.
As Underwood will get back to the line quickly, lining up out of the shotgun. 2 receivers out wide on the right, 1 on the left. He'll take the snap, drops back to throw. Pressure comes up the middle. He steps up, takes off up the middle, dives ahead, just past the marker. Looks like enough for the first down.
Yeah, that was a great job by Underwood of having that pocket presence, avoiding the pressure. There's 2 Boilermakers converging down on him in the pocket, able to make his way out, pick up the first down. I think we might have an injury on the field here.
Either way, a stoppage in play here as both teams will go back to their sidelines to talk it over. But, yeah, you said it. Underwood able to step away from the pressure there. The Boilermakers were looking to converge on him quickly, but he's able to use his shiftiness to get out of the pocket, take off straight up the middle, and extend the ball just past the marker and pick up a first down to keep the drive going.
Yeah. Ian Jeffries being walked off the field right now for the Boilermakers, but he looks just maybe a little shooken up, being able to walk off on his own.
So the Wolverines come back out on offense. 3 receivers out wide on the right, getting pretty amped up. Underwood will line up out of the pistol. Now they'll motion Morgan inside to the left. Morgan comes back inside. Underwood takes a snap, fakes the handoff, rolling right, fires downfield. Open is Marsh, just past the 50-yard line, has to dive to make the grab, but he's able to secure it and get to the past midfield. A big play there for the Wolverines as they're able to finally connect on a deep ball.
Yeah, Breon Ishmael got there to Underwood, but Underwood able to just get it out right in time to connect with Marsh on that big play.
Underwood now back out of the shotgun, takes the snap. He'll give it off, fake the handoff again, wide open on the crossing route, has some room, gets trying to get past the first tackler, but he'll be brought down there. And that looked to be the tight end.
Deacon
Tonelli.
Tonelli,
that was Tonelli making the catch open on the crossing route as tried to get him in space, but he's not able to make the move on the tackler. He'll be brought down. Bringing him down there is, for the Boilermakers, that will be
Slusher, Miles Slusher.
That looked to be Tajra Alice. Underwood will take the snap and hand it off. The give straight ahead. Jordan Marshall runs straight ahead for 2 to bring up 3rd down and 4 from the 43-yard line with 4:45 to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, big 3rd down here for the Wolverines. Finally, like we said, first sustained drive so far of the game for them. Able to get things going both through the air and on the ground. We'll see what they decide to do here.
3rd and 4, 3 receivers bunched out on the right side. Underwood will take the snap out of the shotgun. And Marsh motions outside. Underwood takes the snap, fakes the handoff, short pass, and looks like the catch is made there by Zach Marshall, able to just get enough for the first down. The short passing game working here for the Wolverines as they'll keep the drive alive.
Yeah, there's our guy, Zach Marshall. We talked about getting the tight ends more involved in this game, and the Wolverines are looking to do that so far on this drive with some success here.
So Underwood will take the snap from the 38-yard line here on 1st and 10 out of the pistol. Marsh motions inside as Underwood will take the snap, give it straight ahead to Marshall on the left side, is able to get past the first tackler and keep his legs churning. So it'll take a couple Boilermakers to bring him down and get the play blown dead. It'll be a gain of 3 to bring up 2nd and 7 from the 35-yard line. 3:30 to play here in this first half. And now it'll be Jasper Parker checking into the game here for the Wolverines. We were talking about maybe getting him involved a bit more. Saw some action against Central Michigan early on, but the injury to Haynes certainly providing an opportunity for this Wolverines running back room to sign as Underwood takes a snap. Firing deep toward the end zone for McCulley. Trying to make a diving effort, had a step, but he is not able to get there in time. It'll bring up 3rd and 7. The Wolverines unable to connect there once again.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a great drive offensively for them, having some sustained success. But again, just like the 4th or 5th play of this game where you just have that big play opportunity and not able to connect. Again, there to McCulley.
That one maybe just a bit out of his reach. Underwood trying to find him in the back corner of the end zone. But 3rd down and 7 now here for the Wolverines from the 35 as Underwood will take it out of the shotgun. Parker remains in the game. And he'll take the snap, dropping back to throw, dancing around in the pocket. Now he'll take off once again, has some room, cuts back inside, and dives forward to the 21-yard line for a Wolverines first down as Underwood is able to make it happen with his legs again.
Well, just what an incredible runner. Obviously not a great game so far for him through the air, but just that rushing ability, just able to make guys miss, find the holes, and pick up the first down.
Good blocking out there for Andrew Marsh for his quarterback, but Underwood able to do it all himself there, making a cut back inside, some nice moves on the defender.
Yeah, 12-yard gain.
Yeah, we've talked about his ability to extend plays, whether he's able to take it off himself or find an open guy downfield developing late in the play. That time he's able to take it himself. And, yeah, we talked about it. He is just an incredible athlete, and we have certainly seen those feats of athletic prowess here for Underwood so far this season. And the Wolverine fans are certainly looking to see him throw the ball a lot more. We've seen him have a lot of success through the air, multiple 250.
I think after the Washington game, a lot of fans had super high hopes for this passing game. Kind of has settled down since then. Obviously, Michigan State last week not able to get a lot going, but the ground game
didn't need to do much through the air there, but multiple 250-plus yard passing games for Underwood. So we have seen that ability for him to really lead the Wolverines with his arm, but last week, the ground attack. Underwood had a rushing touchdown himself last week, and he has about 4 on the season. So we have certainly seen his threat ability. And tonight, that has certainly led the way here for the Wolverines, as Underwood has taken it 4 times for 27 yards, 5 of 9 for 54 yards passing. So a little bit of a mix in the play calling there for the Wolverines.
Yeah, and I think we talked about all of these big plays. I think if just 1 or 2 of those go towards Underwood's way, that we'd be having quite a different conversation so far about his passing game. But I think obviously he has the arm talent. Balls could be placed just a little bit better so far this game, but we'll see. This has been a team that has gotten off to a lot of slow starts, being the Wolverines. So 2 minutes left in the half. They still have the opportunity to go up here 7. We'll see if they're able to capitalize, get in the end zone here, and then keep momentum going into the second half. Michigan receives the second half kickoff, so they have the opportunity to double down on points here.
Looking to get an extra score here before the half and then take it out to begin the first half to maybe build up some momentum and a lead here. But they've got a job to finish here first, as they will take it out on 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line with just under 3 minutes to go here, 2:53 exactly. And again, they've still got the 2-minute timeout coming up, so they'll be able to talk things over a little bit more there. But we'll see if they can punch it in before that, as Underwood will take the snap out of the pistol. Bredesen motioning inside, takes a snap, gives it up straight ahead to Parker, who barrels forward past the 20-yard line for a good gain there. Strong running there for Parker. It'll be a gain of 4 out to the 19-yard line. And it looks like the Wolverines may take it all the way down to the 2-minute timeout here.
Yeah, that was a great run by Parker, just kind of knowing how to maneuver his body through the tackles there to get that first down.
Parker remains in the game here with Underwood in the shotgun, as they look to give Marshall a little bit of a rest, as Underwood will take the snap. Pressure's coming right away. He's able to get away from it. Fire to the end zone towards Klein, and that one comes up short of him. Once again, the wide receiver had a step, looking to get the tight end involved on the wheel route down the sideline, but Underwood not able to put enough juice on that ball, and it'll be 3rd down and 6 here for the Wolverines.
Yeah, not sure if that pressure from Winston Berglund kind of got to Underwood there, but just
Underwood was able to get away from it for a little bit,
it looks like he
and deliver
had
the ball.
A clean throw, but just put it way behind his guy, Marlon Klein.
Empty set here for the Wolverines on 3rd down and 6 as Marshall checks back into the game, and Underwood will motion him back into the backfield out of the shotgun. And this will be the last play before the 2-minute timeout here. We'll see what the Wolverines have in store, as Underwood will take the snap. The pressure comes again. He takes it off and up the middle again. Now fires into traffic, and that'll be an interception for the Boilermakers. Underwood throws across his body after getting away from the pressure, trying to find an open guy on the field, but that will be Hodari Hines, the sophomore out of Indianapolis, coming up with the takeaway and halting what looked to be a promising drive there for the Wolverines. A crushing blow there, as Underwood tries to throw it across his body, but Hines is able to make the read on the ball and get there, come up with the takeaway.
Yeah, great pressure from the Boilermakers there. Jordan Marshall made a key block to give Underwood the chance to escape the pocket. I thought Underwood was just going to run that himself, try to pick up the first down or at least get them close. And
it looked like he threw it just before he was about to cross the line of scrimmage. So trying to make something happen now, but ultimately threw it into double coverage down there. And
not a great throw.
That's always going to be a risky decision, and that time it does not work out in the Wolverines' favor as the Boilermakers get a big red zone takeaway to match the one the Wolverines had earlier on in this game to slam the door. But they'll look to get a quick drive going so they can maybe now flip the momentum in this game and take their own lead going into the half.
Yeah, I mean, Marsh kind of just stops there on his route, stands there, and Hines just able to come in, sweep the ball out of the Boilermakers. I mean, I was going to say, but that was obviously a very pivotal third down for the Wolverines. Chance to put points to extend the lead, get into the end zone, or at least get a field goal there. But now they're giving the Boilermakers the ball back with 2 minutes and all 3 timeouts left. Maybe the Boilermakers could be the one to go down the field and score here. We'll see. 1 minute and 59 seconds when we get back. Ball is going to be on the 5-yard line for the Boilermakers, so they're going to have to go all the way down if they want to take the lead here in this game.
I mentioned that last play would be the Wolverines' last play before the 2-minute drive. As the lights go out now here in the big house, the crowd putting their flashlights up. Night games. But, yeah, this crowd, you got to think, is not quite content with their Wolverines' performance here today. And the Boilermakers, we mentioned their tendency to come into these hostile environments and put up a big fight against teams that are on a roll and creating a big shakeup.
Yeah.
And that's what they're going to look to do here. This would be huge for them, looking to snap a 6-game losing streak, as they have not won a game since the month of September, as we now enter November. But the Boilermakers now will get the ball back, looking to capitalize on the turnover here, backed up all the way to their own 5-yard line. But we'll see if they can get a big drive going here.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I think this is a team that fun, frisky, and can put up points, and they've done really well on offense so far tonight.
So Brown will take the snap from his own goal line out of the shotgun. He'll give it straight ahead to Thomas, trying to go around the right side. Only about 3 yards for him there. With 1:48 to go, it'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, Purdue almost, I believe,
10 minutes more of time of possession here than the Wolverines.
Yeah.
But the score's still deadlocked as Boilermakers will take the snap now out of the shotgun once again. The crowd noise has certainly seemed to affect the Boilermakers, but they have done a great job handling it here tonight. 2 receivers out wide on the right side, 1 on the left. Play clock down to 3 as Brown will take the snap and give it up straight up the middle. And that'll be a gain of about 4. Straight ahead is Malachi Thomas once again for a gain of 3 to bring up 3rd and 4. Let the play clock run down there, but they're able to get the snap off and get a positive gain out of it.
Yeah, but what I wanted to point out was for this Boilermaker rushing offense, between Antonio Harris, Malachi Thomas, both 9 carries each so far, 48 yards and 35 yards, and then 18 yards for Malachi Singleton, the backup quarterback. That's over 100 yards for those 3 players rushing tonight for the Boilermakers, which is already more than Michigan has allowed opposing teams on defense per game. Michigan only allows opposing defenses 95 yards, rushing yards per game. Boilermakers already over 100 here in the first half.
Sharon Moore taking a timeout to let his defense talk things over. And now the Boilermakers come out of it. Brown lines up in the empty set. Once again having to go up to the line to talk to his guys. The crowd noise making it hard for the Boilermakers to get off their communications. And 2 receivers out wide on each side. Brown will take the snap. Pressure comes right away. He gets it away, and the pass is broken up down there on the crossing route. Able to get the pressure there. Hurry, Brown, and that'll bring up a 4th down here. And the Wolverines are going to get one last possession here before the half, and we'll see what they can do with it.
Yeah, good break for the Wolverines. Good pressure from the defense and good coverage. Not able to connect for Ryan Brown on that last play. Wolverines are going to get it back with about a minute left in the half. 2 timeouts.
Short punt there off the foot of Jack McAllister. And that one sailed all the way toward the right sideline.
Yeah.
But the Wolverines are going to get it back with very good field position here with just under a minute to go here, as that one punting deep out of his own end zone looked like the pressure may have gotten to him.
Yeah, huge break for the Wolverines there, getting the ball back on their own 32.
Yeah, that punt goes only out to the 32-yard line. Not a great punt there by the Boilermakers, but it'll set up the Wolverines in prime scoring position, and they'll look to correct the error they made on the last possession here with Underwood lining up out of the shotgun. Marshall back in the game. 2 receivers out wide on the right. Underwood will take the snap and fake the handoff, stepping up in the pocket. Has a man open, but the pass, once again, a little too much zip on it, looking for Morgan down there. Looks like he got collided with just before the ball arrived. It'll be incomplete, bringing up 2nd and 10 here. As Samaj Morgan, they look to get him involved. He has certainly had his struggles to come on this season. They'll try to get him involved there, but unable to work out.
Yeah, I think that was Samaj's first target of the game.
Underwood will take it out of the shotgun. Morgan will line up on the right side now, as it'll be a give to Marshall. Make some cuts, and he'll get out all the way close to the marker. It'll be a gain of about 8. Gain of 9, bringing up 3rd and 1 here for the Wolverines from the 23-yard line, and they'll get back up to the line quickly as Underwood will take the snap. It's fake the handoff. Wide open, rumbling, not banged at the 15-yard line, and they'll get back up to the line quickly. But a good play to catch the defense off guard and let the tight end run free, picking up the first down on an easy pitch and catch.
Yeah, I think everyone, including myself, thought that on 3rd and 1, they're just going to run it up again with Jordan Marshall. Obviously been doing great. All he needed is 1 yard for that first down. Do a little trickery there, get it to Marlon Klein, and he gets 10 yards on that short catch. Nice pickup for the Wolverines.
Certainly fooled me. I thought they were going to give it up straight up the middle to Marshall, but Underwood fakes the handoff and gets it out quickly. And that's been something they've tried to make a part of his game, is getting that ball out quickly after the snap, as that has worked quite well for them this season. The receivers have been able to run free, but in this game, we have not seen a lot of the connections be there for Bryce and his receivers, but they're threatening here. Ball on the 13-yard line inside the red zone as they'll line up once again out of the shotgun with Marshall. Motioning Zach Marshall inside. Underwood will take the snap, steps up in the pocket, looks to take off again, breaks the first tackler, and he'll be knocked down after getting past the 5-yard line. First down for the Wolverines, and they're now in a goal-to-go situation as they'll get back up to the line quickly. Quick snap, straight ahead to Marshall. No doubt about that one. Touchdown, Michigan. Jordan Marshall has his 2nd of the game, and with the clock ticking down here in the first half, the Wolverines regain the lead at 13-7.
Yeah, what a great job. Once again, Bryce Underwood showing off his athleticism. Sees a big hole. Good blocking by his offensive line, sees a big hole, runs straight up the middle for 10 yards, able to set up the Wolverines on the 3-yard line and didn't get it up in there.
Zavada now lines up as the kick is up and sails straight through, and it is a clean 7-point lead here for the Wolverines with 17 seconds to go here in this first half. A great job by them to capitalize on the great field position they got off the punt to drive right down quickly. I believe that drive was only 41 seconds, 5 plays. They get down there in a hurry.
Yep.
Be able to make it happen with his legs, making up for the interception on the last drive. But the Wolverines now will go into the locker room looking to protect this lead.
Yeah, I thought that getting the ball on the 32-yard line, the Wolverines might play it a little passive there, just safe runs, keep them in field goal position. But no, they go for it all there, get the touchdown. I think if there's any doubt about Jordan Marshall's ability to
carry the load
here without Justice Haynes, that has been silent so far. 9 carries, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also, 25 receiving yards for Jordan Marshall, so over 100 yards from scrimmage, 2 touchdowns so far tonight. He's been the big key for this Michigan team so far on offense.
Beckham Sunderland ready to send it back to Purdue for what looks to be their final possession of the first half as the kickoff is away. Once again, will come out of the end zone, taking it at the 2-yard line, getting some room on the sideline, and all the way out past the 35-yard line is Jackson. As the Boilermakers will have 11 seconds to work with here. They'll look to get a couple quick plays and maybe get their kickers set up here. As I mentioned earlier, their kicker 10 of 11 on field goals so far this season, perfect on extra points, so they certainly trust his leg to get it done. But we'll see if the Wolverines defense is able to hold here.
Yeah, I mean, Boilermakers, long way to go. Starting this drive at their own 35 with only 11 seconds left. We'll see what they're able to do here. Oh,
and they'll just take a knee and head into the locker room here. Down 7, the Wolverines get the momentum back here at the very end of the half as they'll take a 14-7 lead here in the locker room, despite having let close to 10 minutes less of time of possession here. But they're able to get 2 touchdowns on the board, both courtesy of Jordan Marshall, who we talked about, able to step up and fill that RB1 role in the absence of Justice Haynes.
Yeah, obviously that interception by the Boilermakers, big play, big shift that potentially lead to them winning this game, but unfortunately weren't able to capitalize in that short punt, giving Michigan back great field position, allowing them to go down, get that 7-point lead, and Wolverines with a chance to do double down after the half. They're able to extend their lead even when they come back out after halftime.
Certainly an up and down half for this Wolverines team, but they get a second chance on their last offensive series of the half, and they're able to capitalize on it and take this 14-7 lead into the break. As we're just about ready to sign off here for the first half. Schteingart alongside Keale Chang. We were thrilled to take you through the first half of this one. Taking it the rest of the way here will be Max Schwartz and Andrew Pipta. As we'll see how the rest of this one plays out. Keale, anything else you want to wrap up with?
I mean, thanks for listening, everyone. Always exciting to be here in Ann Arbor in the big house for Under the Lights, night game here in Ann Arbor. Maybe not what people thought would be the most exciting matchup, but it's been a fun half of football so far. Close game, 1-score lead. Yep. So, like you said, hopefully the Wolverines can avoid the spoiler makers here tonight and get this win as they continue on their season, looking forward to potentially making the college football playoffs and making a deep run this year. So, yeah, thanks for listening, everyone.
Entertaining first half here in Ann Arbor. We will be back shortly after the break here to take you through the second half of this one. Once again, I'm Zack Schteingart. We're just about ready to hand it off to Max and Andrew here. We will see you soon.
So welcome back to Michigan Stadium as the Wolverines take a 14-7 lead into the second half. A sluggish start here for the Wolverines. Came into the game 21-point favorites, only take a 7-point lead into halftime. Purdue really brought the fight to them in the first half. Michigan got out a little slow, struggling offensively. What have been your thoughts so far on Michigan's first half performance, and what are ways you want to see them improve in the second half?
All right, so first off, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Andrew Pipta on color, and I got Max over here as my play-by-play commentator. I think the biggest thing I've seen from Michigan is I'd like to start off really strong. First off, run game has been fantastic. Jordan Marshall is a beast. We knew that he was a beast. It was just he's always had to share with Justice Haynes. He's out with a foot injury. He's been incredible, not only breaking off big plays, he's also been a guy who just like bruises, gets extra yards. He's been phenomenal. And on top of that, I've loved what Bryce Underwood has done with his legs. He's been, scrambling, creating great opportunities for this Michigan team. The problem has been the pass game, not been in the play calling. I think that sorry about that. I think this Michigan offense has been really incredible at generating, looks for Underwood. It's just been execution, a ball sailing over a little too far, bad throws, and we'd like to see some improvement on the execution part.
Yeah, it's the second straight week of Underwood looking rather sluggish in the passing game. And turn on the other side of the ball in Purdue, they came in here 21-point underdogs, as I mentioned, 0-5 in Big Ten play, lost the last 6 games. But a team that their record might not necessarily suggest the level this team has played at this year. Not that they're an amazing team, but that 6 losses in a row does not show some of the close losses they've had over the last couple of weeks. And we saw that, so far in this first half, just how strong the run game can be, some of the stuff they do in the passing game, in the short passing game. I want you to comment more about what you saw from Purdue and what you liked and what you think you'd want to see from them in the second half. They want to be able to knock off Michigan and win this game.
Oh, first off, shout out to Purdue. They have been a team that, when I was looking into them for this game, they were going to be annoying to play against because they move the ball forward. It's been a lot of quick passes. Ryan Brown, he's at 80% completion percentage, 12 of 14. Only big mistake out of him has been a fumble caused by, a really great play by Moore. For me, it's been, again, you have something going with this quick passing game. You have something going with this rushing attack. And if you can continue it, they have driven deep into Michigan territory. And I think they do have a real good shot if they are able to execute just at a similar level as what we saw in the first half.
Yeah, we talked about the Michigan offense and their struggles. Defensively, it's been a little bit more of a mixed bag. Purdue had that 9.5-minute touchdown drive. That did not look great. But outside of that, Derek Moore's been getting to the quarterback as he's been doing for weeks on at this point. Secondary looking okay. What have you thought about just the Michigan defense in general? And where do you think Wink needs to look to make some improvements if you don't want Purdue just running it down their throat for another 9-minute drive?
What I saw a lot is big thing is that the front four is getting a lot of pressure. They're pushing Purdue's offensive line back without bringing a lot of pressure. We know that Wink Martindale is this blitz-heavy, just specialist when it comes to that. And to see him really just rush for a lot has been really interesting for me. Again, it's a coverage thing in the coverage. Especially, again, like we've been saying, these quick throws, I think, a little bit. But I've also seen, some really great plays by, T.J. Metcalf bringing the boom. We've seen this team play physical. It's just, again, these little tiny mistakes that led up to that.
Second half action, only 40 seconds until kickoff. And Michigan coming into this game down a lot of guys to injuries. Justice Haynes on the offensive end in his absence. But also on the defensive side, Rod Moore, Cole Sullivan, Jimmy Roller, real key cogs of this Michigan defense that have been out, and Michigan's looking to patch together a defensive unit without some of their top guys. And it looks like here, the second half kick is about to take place. Michigan up 14-7 coming into this second half. Not the best first half performance out of them, but showed some things at the end of the quarter that you hope translate into the second half here.
Oh, for sure. That was a huge, obviously, you were blessed by a great field position off of a bad Purdue punt. You executed well in the 2-minute drill. That was really impressive for me to see, especially, again, with one of the youngest that was really impressive for me to see, especially again with one of the youngest teams in the Big Ten. I think the youngest starting roster in the Big Ten right now. To see these young guys play so well has been impressive.
Kick is returned by Michigan. Fumbled actually at the 3-yard line. Only able to get another 10 out to the Michigan 13-yard line. So we talked about some sloppiness, some unsteady play in the first half, and Michigan comes out the gate here, dropping the kickoff.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of special teams errors by this Michigan team, and another one there. Andrew March, a phenomenal freshman. I've really been impressed with what he's done in the receiving game. Just a little concentration, just fumbled it. Luckily, he was able to pick the ball up and at least get out to the 12-yard line.
Yeah, and you mentioned special teams an issue all year. Underwood here in the gun. 2 to his left. Marshall in the backfield, hands it off. Running forward, able to get nearly back to the line of scrimmage, either for no gain or a gain of 1. So strong tackling there from the Purdue defense, limiting that to only a gain of 1 on the first play of the second half.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a rare occurrence for this Michigan rushing attack to see like a little stop. I mean, Jordan Marshall's been incredible, but it was a great play there by the Purdue defense.
So 2nd and 9 here for the 15. Underwood in the gun. 2-man to his right. Guy to the left. Marshall in the backfield. Underwood back to throw. Finds McCauley. Out to the 19, so only a gain of 5 or 6. That'll set up a 3rd down here for the Wolverines.
Yeah, and that is his first catch of the day, and it hasn't been a lack of targets. He's seen a couple big opportunities, just haven't been able to get on the stat sheet until that play.
Underwood missed McCauley on a big touchdown early in the first half. Able there to connect for the first time. 3rd and 4 for the Michigan Wolverines on their own 20. Underwood in the gun. 2 to his left, 2 right. Marshall in the backfield. Underwood looking left to throw. Finds a man. Forward progress, but they're going to say, refs are looking at it. On the initial glance, looked like he might have gotten the first down and just pushed back. But there seems to be some confusion out by the field. Purdue's Barry Odom out on the field talking to the refs. Incomplete pass, they rule.
Ooh.
So it looked like it might have been a first down for the Wolverines. Turns it to a 3-and-out on the first possession of the second half.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked there. It looked like Underwood had Jamar Browder there on the slant route. Obviously, that is not the case, but he was a guy that I was really interested to see get some opportunities there. He's had some opportunities at big plays, just hasn't happened.
So that's the second time today. Underwood has missed Browder, one of his targets, and Michigan now has to punt it away on 4th and 4. Sends it deep. Harris going back out to the 30. Looking to make a move. It's Michael Jackson actually gets to the Purdue 32. And here comes the Purdue offense. So not the start Michigan wanted coming out of the break. Talked about their struggles offensively. Had a whole halftime to discuss some of the issues in the past game, and they come out there and with a 3-and-out.
Yeah, just it's a brutal start. You get the ball back second half after an incredible, 2-minute drill to end the half. You had a chance to take a real big lead here. Just didn't happen, and that is an unfortunate break for the Michigan football team.
So a good chance for Purdue to capitalize here. Getting the ball back down 7. 13:20 remaining in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 33. Brown in the shotgun set. 2 receivers to his right. Rolling right. Throwing. He's got a man open. That looked like it's Jackson, 48. Could have been a lot more.
Yeah.
Jackson broke wide open there.
Yeah, he was wide open on that route. You were lucky that the ball was just thrown a little bit outside. He had to reach out, stretch out, and get the catch there.
So Brown the shotgun here. Hands it off. Malachi Thomas, 3-yard gain there for Purdue. So that's going to set up a 2nd and 7 from the Michigan 45. 12:40 remaining in the third quarter. And Purdue, once again, as they did in the first half, continue to drive, get into Michigan territory, and give themselves chances to score. Brown in the shotgun again. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Brown dropping back to throw. Got him out, and he's breaking tackles all the way to the 35. So a first down for the Boilermakers. Just a little screen pass to E.J. Horton. And he's able to break some tackles and get all the way to the Michigan 35 for another Purdue first down.
Yeah, and it was just a simple wide receiver screen there. Good blocking up front, and you mean a really just simple play, getting easy 10 yards, getting an easy first down. That's something that Michigan needs to shut down. 1st and
10 for the Michigan 35. Brown in the shotgun set. 2 receivers left. Brown back to throw. There's pressure. He's able to sneak away from it, running to his left, and able to run to the sideline for a gain of about 2 yards there. So Michigan brought some pressure. Brown had nowhere to go with it, but was able to escape and getting 2 yards.
Yeah, and Brown, he's an underrated guy with these legs. He has 4 touchdowns, 150 yards on the season. And coming into this game, I expected to see a little bit of that, dynamic running ability from him. And we saw it just there, being able to escape the pressure.
So Brown in pistol formation here. 2nd and 8 from the Michigan 33. Hands it off Thomas. Thomas stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Great tackling there from the Michigan defense. Williams got there first.
Yeah, and Williams, you see him. He gets there, doesn't get the stop, but, he forces just a slight hesitation, a little bit of a slowdown, and everyone else is able to just pile on and just get that tackle.
So big third down here for the Boilermakers. 10:50 remaining in the third quarter. 3rd and 9 from the Michigan 34. Crowd is on their feet. Brown in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Brown takes the snap, looking to throw, looking left. Nowhere to go. Drops back even more. Pressure in his face. Runs out of it. He's got a big hole. He's running 30, 25. First down, Ryan Brown. So manipulates the pocket against intense pressure and is able to run for a first down.
Dude, I am so impressed by that. It was just, you had bodies flying everywhere. He's just dancing. It's like he's just moving like, a bullfighter, with a cape, and he's just dancing around the pocket. He runs outside, has open space aplenty, and gets a first down.
So big first down there for Purdue, and they're knocking on the doorstep at the Michigan 24, 1st and 10. 10 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Brown on the pistol, takes it, fakes the handoff. All day to throw, fires incomplete. Tried to hit the running back Antonio Harris on the wheel route, but the throw is a little bit off.
Yeah, it was great coverage by Michigan there. There weren't really a lot of options to go downfield. Ends up back just not accurate on that throw. A rare miss for him today. He's been pretty accurate so far.
That was only Brown's 3rd incompletion of the day. He's right now 14 for 17 for 99 yards. 2nd and 10 from the Michigan 24. Brown in the shotgun, 3 receivers right. Brown hands it off Harris. Harris looking to go somewhere. Nowhere to go, really. Stopped the line of scrimmage. Once again, the defensive front for the Michigan Wolverines stuffing out the run game.
Yeah, and this Purdue rushing attack has been held to only a little under 4 yards a carry on the day. This has been a great day for the Michigan rushing defense. It's just been a really awkward game so far, though.
As we mentioned, Purdue without their star senior Devin Mockabee. They still got some good running backs behind him in the depth chart. 3rd and 9 here for the Boilermakers. Ball in the Michigan 23. Brown in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 to his left. Takes the snap, drops back to throw. Guy brings pressure, Brown escapes, and he just has to throw it away. So the Michigan pressure got there early, forced Brown to just throw that ball away, and the defense able to get off the field. And they're going to throw the flag for grounding.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that was TJ Guy in the initial pressure. He just bent around and was able to make Ryan Brown uncomfortable, and he had to throw it away because the pocket was collapsing so fast. He just had to get it out. He gets called for grounding there. Just really great front 4 play by Michigan there. Forces this Purdue team to punt.
And just a penalty you cannot take in that situation if you're the Boilermakers at the 23-yard line. I figure they're at least in field goal range. And they're actually going to attempt this one here. They have the ball at the 32, so it's going to be a 50-yarder here for the Purdue kicker. Spencer Porath Snap, hold, kick on its way. Doesn't have the distance. It is good.
Ooh.
Sneaks past the upright. A little bit of a wobbler, but just enough to put 3 points on the board for the Boilermakers, and we have a 4-point game here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I thought that was going to fall a little short, but just barely gets it over the uprights. That was a really interesting drive. I mean, you saw a lot of great ball movement by Purdue. Obviously ended not the best way that you would want, but they still get 3 points on the board. This is still a one-score game.
And, yeah, some of the patterns in the first half reemerge a little bit in that first couple drives, second half there. Michigan offense, as you mentioned, has been struggling. Completely stalled on the first drive. Then Purdue, it's more of a methodical, less explosive plays, but like slowly working down the field. And Michigan pass rush stepped up when they needed to and prevented Purdue from tying this game, maybe.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, I think coming into this game was that Purdue wasn't noted to have a great secondary, but they have been playing exceptionally well. They've been punching above their weight class, so to speak. I mean, it has been a very a brutal game for Michigan. If you're a Michigan fan or a Michigan player, just inconsistencies with that offense. As we've been saying over and over again, I'm going to be a broken record all night until we see some more explosive plays. But I expect a lot more. I'm expecting to see a couple runs to open up this drive. We'll see how this goes. But, I mean, what do you think here, partner?
Yeah, I mean, Michigan, at least Jordan Marshall, he's excelled even in the absence of Justice Haynes, who's maybe in the Heisman conversation. He was that good. But just Jordan Marshall's been playing up to par, if not way better. Who knows how long Haynes is going to be out? That's a real question mark for the Wolverines going forward, at least as we're looking going forward into this Northwestern, Maryland, but also the game, Ohio State, later in the year. But if they want to be able to win those games, not just Ohio State, but even like we've talked about, Northwestern is a good defense. Maryland, very solid team. Obviously, they got killed at home today against Indiana, but you're going to need to find more consistency, better timing, better rhythm in the passing game, or else like you can't just lean on your backs to go all the way like they did last week against Michigan State.
Yeah, I mean, again, especially to beat some of these underrated Big Ten teams, you got to have a more consistent team. You have to have a more consistent passing game. And, I mean, we saw last year they were able to win games just by having a great rushing attack, but I just don't think this year, with how the Big Ten is, the underrated part of this Big Ten has been those middle more respect. And, yeah, they gotta clean up some of these execution errors if they want to win those games.
Yeah, and coming into this game against a really poor Purdue passing defense, you thought this might be the opportunity for the offense to really open up and start showcasing itself. And I think they have opened up the playbook a little bit. It's just Underwood just missing his guys.
Yeah, I mean, what we've been seeing is a lot of guys being able to get open. I think the play calling, especially when they're calling these plays, has been good. Again, it's just been these tiny mistakes, tiny execution errors.
So a good chance here for the Wolverines to prove us wrong and score, get some points on the board offensively, as Purdue looks to kick it away with 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Poor-ass kick. Goes deep. Caught on the ends by Marsh, and he's just going to kneel it, so Michigan's going to take it out at the 25. Michigan 6-2 on the year. Only one loss at Big Ten play. This was the type of game you expected Michigan might come out and just stomp on Purdue's throat, but they haven't really been doing that all year, and Purdue, to their credit, has really hung in this one, and we have a 4-point game here in the third quarter, so this is anyone's game right here.
Oh, for sure. I mean, again, you're talking about a Purdue team that's hungry for their first win in Big Ten play in a long time, and now let's see if they can pull that off.
Underwood of the gun, Marshall the motion man. Handoff Marshall. Trying to fight for maybe 1 yard there. A strong defensive effort there from the Purdue Boilermakers.
I'm about to say they loaded the box up, and in these first down runs where you bring Bredesen in, I think they've done a really good job at stopping this run-heavy package from doing real damage. It's mostly been through the gun that the rushing attack has been successful.
Michigan in the gun once again. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers out right. Underwood takes a snap, looking to throw. Got a man open past the marker. That is Channing Goodwin.
Yeah, Goodwin has not had a very flashy season for the Michigan Wolverines, but that was just a really good outside the numbers throw there by Underwood. Hit him right in the hands.
Michigan's going to work here quick here on first down. Screen pass to Marsh. Breaking some tacklers as he goes. Looks like they're going to roll that 6-7 yard gain out to the Michigan 45.
Yeah.
So back-to-back completions there for Underwood.
Yeah, back-to-back, getting a rhythm, even in these quick plays, if he's able to gain that confidence again, find some good touch, I mean, this could lead to some more explosive plays downfield.
Underwood in the pistol set here on second down. Hands off Marshall running right. Marshall cutting back. Good strong run there for Marshall. He gets a first down and more out to the Purdue 47.
Yeah, and me and you have been talking about how Jordan Marshall is more known for being a bruiser back, but I mean he has a little bit of that, a little bit of mobility. A nice little cut there, avoids the first tackle, gains a first down for this Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, Marshall showing that finesse right. First down for Michigan at the Purdue 47. Underwood the pistol set. Goodwin the motion man. 3 receivers out right. Screen pass gets a Marshall. It gets bottled up.
Ooh.
That went nowhere.
Yeah, just perfectly read that screenplay to Andrew Marsh. He's been a guy that we've really seen, Michigan use on these screenplays. It just gets blown up for a loss on that play.
Michigan's going to go no huddle again. Now 2nd and 13 from midfield. 6:35 remaining in the third quarter. Underwood in the gun again. 3 receivers out left, 1 right. Marshall in the backfield. Underwood at the line, calling the snap. In the gun. 5 in the play clock. Handoff Marshall. Breaking outside. Not much running room there. He's able to fight for about 2 or 3 yards, but set up another long Michigan third down here.
Yeah, but he at least, it could have been worse. He showed a little bit of elusiveness even when there wasn't really a lot to run, and got an extra 1 or 2 yards when he could have been tackled right at the line. Really great play by him. I mean, he showed flashes last year in the Fiesta Bowl, and the ReliaQuest Bowl.
So 3rd and 10 here for the Wolverines from the Purdue 47. Underwood in the shotgun. 2 receivers out left, 1 right. Underwood back to throw. Looking. Sails the throw. Way over Marsh's head. Fan team upset, but that's no flag there. Underwood just missed Marshall on that 3rd down throw.
Yeah, I think I think that was just an uncatchable ball, and I understand fans why they would be a little upset with that. But again, sailed over a Michigan, sailed over your receiver's hands. You're just not going to get the call there.
So Michigan's going to have to punt here again. 5:42 remaining in the third quarter from the Purdue 47. Another missed opportunity there for Underwood and the Wolverines. Oh, punt gets blocked. Luckily for Michigan, it took a fortuitous bounce and rolled all the way to Purdue's 18-yard line, but that thing got blocked.
I was about to say, that was scary. I mean, that could have led to a big, big play for Purdue. Special teams has been a inconsistency for Michigan, and again, seeing another blocked punt, that could have been bad. But luckily, again, able to bounce to the 18-yard line. You kind of have to sit there and say, yeah, you kind of got lucky there.
Yeah, and you could see on the Purdue sideline right now, there is a real sense of excitement and enthusiasm as they gave it to the Big House 21-point dogs, and they're putting up a fight here in this third quarter, and they know they got a real chance to win this game.
I mean, that has to just go to Barry Odom, the head coach for the Purdue Boilermakers. He was at UNLV last year when they went to the Mountain West Championship game, ended up losing to that incredible Boise State team with Ashton Genty. But outside of an SEC appearance coaching the Missouri football team, he has to see this team still fighting. They know that they have a chance to upset the Michigan Wolverines at home. I mean, you can tell that they really want this. They really want to get this first win in Big Ten play in a long time. I mean, we're talking about a team that last year went 1-11, and vibes have been, just historically in the gutter for Purdue. And to get a win like this would mean everything for this program.
Yeah, we mentioned the 1-11 season last year, not so far removed from their 2022 Big Ten Championship appearance, where Tevin Mockbee, the running back who is out today for the Purdue Boilermakers, was their star back, but now only 4 years later, they go 1-11. This year, they bring in Barry Odom. You mentioned his time at Missouri and UNLV, and we've talked about this, that the 0-5 record of Big Ten play does not necessarily suggest how close some of these games have been. Lost a heartbreaker last week at Rutgers, lost another one at Minnesota that was winnable. The only real blowout loss was against Northwestern. They lost 19-0, but this is a team that they're going to play physical, they're going to play hard. They've showed definitely like good amount of fight here today, and they can knock off Michigan and win this game.
I was about to say, and even then, that Northwestern game, I mean, that team was dealing with a lot of injuries, and what I want to go to is their incredible performance against Notre Dame. I mean, Notre Dame is a team that will be competing in the playoffs if they can just win out and control their destiny like that. I mean, they're a team that can score. I mean, obviously they've had some inconsistencies on the defense, but they haven't really shown up here.
That being said, this is a game Michigan needs to win. Brown in the shotgun from the 18. Fires it incomplete. Trying to hit his tight end there, and it's going to set up a 2nd down and 10 for the Michigan 18.
I mean, that was just a little bit of a hitch route. Threw it just way too far to the right. Incomplete. A rare miss for Ryan Brown on a day that has been just – he's been controlling the game. He's been managing it well. He's just keeping them on script.
Only Brown's 4th incompletion of the day. Looking to get over 100 yards at 99 right now. 2nd and 10 for the Michigan 18. Brown in the shotgun. Harris was right. Brown firing, trying to hit Christian Earls, the tight end, again, and incomplete.
Yeah, pressure in his face, just threw the ball way too low, unable to make a play there. Michigan bringing the blitz and forcing an incompletion and forcing a long 3rd and 10.
Michigan has excelled defensively when they've been able to get the pressure in Brown's face, but has not been the case all game. 3rd and 10 here for the Wolverines at the end for the Boilermakers at Michigan at their own 18. 5:24 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Brown in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 right.
Michigan's also showing single high right now.
Brown takes the snap. He's got a lane. He's going to take it. Oh, but he gets swallowed up. Short of the 1st down marker. Brown didn't take long before he tried to exploit that running lane he saw, and Michigan made him pay. Benny, I think, made the tackle there.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it in his eyes. He to take that run, especially with the pressure in his face, just shut down right there, and that's a great stop for a Michigan team that has struggled in letting up big plays.
Here comes a punt, almost blocked there. Kicks it to the 33. Samaj Morgan fighting out a couple tackles, but still gets dropped to 29.
Yeah, there wasn't really a lot there. He was swallowed up immediately. You could see him try and break out of that tackle, try and make a play. Just he couldn't.
An important stop there for the Wolverines. They've had their struggles 3rd down defensively all year. This was a spot where Purdue seemed to be gaining some momentum, but able to bring the pressure, all 3 downs, get off the field, and now Michigan gets the ball back with a chance to extend the lead.
Yeah, and I mean, we're seeing on the replay here, I mean, you send 5, have a QB spy. Great play call there by Wink Martindale.
And a good draw of realizing that Brown had been exploiting them with his legs the last drive. And even if things weren't open downfield, he was using his legs to get 1st downs, and they brought that spy and made sure that he wasn't going to be able to get away this time.
Oh, yeah, just great adjustments there. And now with Michigan in decent field position, now it's about just trying and move the ball, keep the ball moving, keep the ball going, limit drive killing mistakes, and if they can do that and get at least a field goal, I don't think we should be asking for a touchdown, just points on the board.
Yeah.
However you can get it, force this into a 7-point game, maybe even a 2-score game. That's all I would want to see from this Michigan team that has, again, like we've said all day, struggling to move the football outside of Jordan Marshall. Yeah, sorry about that. I gotta get a coffee or something here in the booth. It's a night game at the big house. Long night last night, Halloween, one of the best days of the year.
Yeah, it seems like Maybe the Wolverines were up a little too late last night, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And not brought their A game yet here today. And we're going to see what they show here in this last 1.5 quarters and whether they could put this upset bid by the Boilermakers to sleep, or else there's going to be a lot of hard nights in Ann Arbor here trying to figure out what happened in this one.
Yeah, of course. A big thing to note here that Michigan has not lost all year in the Big House. They've only lost on their road appearances at Oklahoma, at USC, and they've been really good at protecting home. It's just been this game has been, again, a really scrappy Purdue
and even
team
Underwood's numbers have looked like consistently better at home this year. He's had his struggles on the road, but typically at Michigan Stadium, he's been throwing for over 200 yards, a couple touchdowns.
Oh, yeah.
Not been the case today.
Yeah, it's just been just little mistakes after another. Those freshman mistakes really on display here.
Yeah, we mentioned this is a young team, but a young team with expectations and playoff aspirations, and only up 4 points against Purdue at the end of the third quarter is just not going to cut it if you want to go far.
I mean, we were talking before this. I mean, they still control their own destiny, which is incredible to hear. If they win out and beat a good Ohio State team, they're in the playoff.
So 1st and 10 here from the 30. Underwood of the pistol. Fakes the handoff to Marshall, rolling right. Got his man. It's Marlon Klein, and that's going to be a gain of 6 yards.
Yeah, just something that we've seen a lot is these. Oh.
And there's a flag on the field. Flag kind of deep in the secondary. Seemed to have come in near the end of the play. We're waiting for a motion from the ref on which side that was on. 4:32 remaining here in the third quarter.
Unnecessary roughness on the defense.
Wow, so it would have been a 6-yard gain, turns into around a 20-yard gain for the Wolverines, and that was definitely much needed. Seems to be the hit on Klein at the end of the play.
Yeah, blindside block there called. Unnecessary roughness there.
And so Michigan now has a first and 10 in Boilermaker territory at the 49. Underwood on the pistol, 2 receivers right, 1 to his left. Hands it off. Who gives it to Goodwin? Back to Underwood. Underwood looking deep. He's got him. It's Marshall. Strike. Wow, what a design there to get Michigan down to the Purdue 12.
I mean, just a trick play coming out there, making a big play to Zach Marshall, who was really exploding the last couple games. He's been a big thing this year has been the Titans have not really evolved in the passing game, and Zach Marshall, a guy who came in the same year I did to this great university, makes a play there.
So a great design there. First the handoff to Marshall, then to Goodwin. Got Underwood a clean pocket, and he delivered a strike to Marshall. And they're in the red zone. Now at the Purdue 12, Underwood in the shotgun. Hands it off to Marshall. No, fakes it. Underwood taking it. Trying to find room. Fumbles it. And he fumbles it out of the back of the end zone, seemingly. Still waiting on official word for the referee.
If that's ruled out of the end zone, that is a touchback and Purdue ball at the 20.
And that will be Purdue ball. Wow.
Another brutal mistake there. I was loving the run at first. I mean, Underwood using his dynamic legs, making a play. He just wasn't able to get down. That ball gets punched out, and another turnover. That's his second of the day.
And second red zone turnover of the day as well.
Yeah.
So drive killers here for the Wolverines.
And that's what you hope to just not see. It's just, that's another brutal one, but credit on the play to not only a guy who has been really great. He's an Akron transfer, comes to Purdue. He's been making plays for this team, for this Purdue team all year long. He's been incredible and makes a crucial turnover play.
And he's been doing most of his work in the backfield with 5 sacks this year, but they're following Underwood all the way to the 5-yard line, just punching that one out.
I'm about to say, that's hustle. That's hustle and just a little peanut punch, punches it through, and you know that I love that rule. I love the rule, like the fumble out of the end zone, that's a touchback, but not when it happens to the Michigan Wolverines.
And that one definitely took an unfortunate bounce. Could have almost stayed in bounds.
I was going to say, it was like almost like, I'd say like a couple inches, and it would have been, outside the pylon, but no, just a bad bounce.
So after a moment of real brilliance from Underwood on the throw to Marshall, and it seemed like the tide was finally turning the Wolverines' direction, they hand it right back to the Boilermakers, keeping this a 4-score game. We still have 3:42 remaining here in the third quarter, so this is anyone's game.
Yeah.
Underwood, just another freshman mistake, but just pile up, and this is just another back-to-back.
I mean, yeah.
Poor performance from Underwood,
yeah,
as you mentioned many, many times in this broadcast.
Yeah, I mean, you can call that a freshman mistake. I just think that was a great defensive play, honestly. That's what more I saw out of that. And, I was going to say beforehand, I mean, Bryce Underwood is 6 attempts, 49 yards on the ground. That's really a big reason why they brought him into this Michigan team, is that he's just a dynamic, gifted athlete out of Belleville High School. It's just, again, that was a brutal break for Michigan.
And that was much of his calling card, as you mentioned, coming out of high school. He was this dynamic runner who could throw the ball, also do a lot of damage on the ground. He showed some of that earlier in this game, and he gave it back right there.
I mean, everything that you wanted to see out of Underwood, everything you saw out of high school, I mean, you have seen it here. I mean, big arm, a guy who can, put a lot of power on that ball, run the ball incredibly well. It's just been not coming together in this game.
Now Purdue has the ball at their own 20. 3:42 remaining, 1st and 10. Brown in the shotgun. Hands it off, Thomas. Breaking outside. Looks like we gain a 5 there for Malachi Thomas. Setting up a 2nd and 5 for the Boilermakers.
And I would just like to note, it's been a little quiet this game, but that was a good run from him.
2nd and 5 here for the Boilermakers. Brown in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff. Looking right. Caught by Jackson, but he stumbles after the catch and brings it back to the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, he had to reach out and get that ball. I mean, if that was thrown just a little bit more on target, that could have been a big gain there. Luckily for Michigan, and unluckily for this Purdue team, it's only a 5-yard game, but they're in the 3rd and medium right now.
So now a 3rd down opportunity here. 3rd and 5 from their own 25. 2:40 remaining and counting here in the third quarter. Brown in the shotgun. Looking to throw. Rolling to his left. He's looking to run. He's going to flip it over. He's got a guy. It's Michael Jackson who breaks tackles. Down to the 39-yard line, so a 1st down for the Boilermakers.
That's just great scramble drill awareness. Brown, again, we've talked about this. You didn't really think of a guy who could extend and make a play with his legs. He's able to just hold the ball for as long as possible. And then, Michael Jackson there, great awareness to just start backing up as the Michigan DB just commits to Ryan Brown and makes a play, makes a man miss, and gets a little extra yards on that 1st down.
And that's not an easy play, rolling to his left. 1st and 10 here for the Boilermakers at their own 41. Brown in the shotgun. No, Singleton in the shotgun, looking to throw. Fires to Jackson by the line of scrimmage. He's going to break out of a tackle and get a gain of 5 yards. So as we mentioned, Purdue does sometimes bring in the transfer from Arkansas, Malachi Singleton, typically in RPO situations. So far, to only run the ball this game, but just he dropped back there and threw a pass.
And he's really dangerous with his legs. We saw him have a really impressive 13-yard gain and had a nice call in that RPO game, nice play in that RPO game, get called back. It was going to be a touchdown, except for penalty stopped that. But when he's in the game, he is dangerous for this Purdue team.
So 2nd and 5 here for the Boilermakers from their own 46. 1:15 and counting left in the third quarter. Singleton in the shotgun. Takes a snap, a little wildcat action, going to run forward. Bring it up to the 50-yard line, so that seems like it'll be a yard short of the marker.
Yeah, and credit to the Purdue offense there. Made a big hole for him on that run and just ran forward. Now it's a 3rd and short here with a rushing attack that looks really good. I wonder what the play call is here.
And they're going to keep Singleton in here on 3rd and 1.
I mean, makes sense. He
from midfield.
He can threaten right now with his legs. Great call on this 3rd and 1.
So Singleton in the shotgun. 3 receivers out right. Singleton takes the snap. Looking. He's going to run. He's going to get stumped by the Michigan defense. Singleton took the snap there, tried to run for over the 1st down, and the Michigan defense stuffed it right at the line of scrimmage.
I think that was Benny there. There was a wide open hole. He saw it. He went to go, and it closed just as fast as it opened up. Incredible play there by the defensive line for Michigan to shut down a dynamic runner that has been on Michigan this entire game. Incredible play on third down. The force at 4-2 with a real decision to be made here.
Seems like Purdue's going to use a timeout here. Oh, no, end of the quarter. Never mind. End of the quarter. Which helps the Boilermakers. 4th and 2 from the 49. Time to talk it over. What would you do if you're the Boilermakers in this situation?
It's tough because you're right at midfield, and it's a 10-point game. You can kick the ball. You can kick a punt here. Down Michigan in a very inconsistent Michigan team in a really good yard situation and say, hey, you got to beat us with the offense. But also, it's 4-2. If you're really confident in this offense, you really trust them, especially with what they've been able to do in short yardage. It's a tough dilemma. I'm going to say punt with how the Michigan offense. But what do you think?
Look, it can really go either way. I think you made a compelling point, at least the way I see it. And look, this game is now a real game. This is not. It's not just an upset bid. Purdue's really playing up to Michigan's level today, or Michigan's maybe playing down to their level. But the way I see it is Purdue's a team that's lost 6 in a row, lost 5 in Big Ten play. You have a chance to knock off one of the best teams in the Big Ten on the road. I think you stay aggressive here. And, I know, look, you might give Michigan the ball back, and that costs you the game, but I think you go for it here and just see how it plays out. And, you got to take – they're playing with nothing to lose right now.
Yeah, that's, I think, the big thing that I think will factor in is that, again, like you said, they have nothing to lose. They're the underdog. They've already lost, multiple games in a row. And if they want to make the upset, upsets aren't caused by teams playing, passive. They're caused by teams punching above their weight class, playing aggressive, and playing and especially in these close situations. Michigan, it must be brutal. It must be brutal in the heads. You're facing a really tough Purdue team who's threatening to upset. It's a tough decision, but I think this is also great experience for Michigan. Again, young team. And if they can close this out, having experience like that in these close games to just know, hey, lock in, play. Sorry, cut off here a little bit as Mr. Brightside is playing in the arena.
Wow, you can look at the Purdue team. Look at them jumping up and down.
Oh, they're getting hyped up,
you guys are out of the huddle. Michigan, on the Michigan side, it seems a little more professional. Purdue is
hell, they're excited. They know what's on the line here, especially, again, first win in Big Ten play this year, ending a brutal losing streak. If they are excited, and even then, if they're not able to if they're not able to, upset Michigan, this is great. This is a great culture win for Purdue, and I'm loving. As much as it hurts, because at the end of the day, I am a Michigan fan. As much as it hurts, it is really impressive to see this Purdue team play.
So the field is flipped now. Purdue going to the right end zone. It seems like they're going to keep the offense out on the field. So 4th and 2 from their own 49. Full 15 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they're going to bring Singleton back in. Singleton in the backfield. Jordan, the motion man. Singleton trying to push forward.
I think he stopped.
I think he got stopped.
He got stopped.
And they're saying he's short. So the Michigan defense, another big stop against Malachi Singleton. Holding it barely short of the marker there.
I'm about to say, and we were talking about how Purdue was hyped during the, Mr. Brightside. Now the energy's flipped. You're looking at the Purdue team. They're kind of sulking coming off. Michigan hyped up. Everyone knows they got a big stop there. What an impressive, again, back-to-back, Singleton rushes just stopped right at the line.
Let's see if Michigan can translate this momentum into points. Those were 2 massive stops on 3rd and 4th down, just gutting it up the middle. They lost their big dogs up front, and Mason Graham and Kenneth Crane over the offseason, but they got guys that made up for it right there. So Michigan's a 1st and 10 from midfield. Underwood in the shotgun. Going to hand it off to Marshall. Marshall trying to fight forward for a gain of about 3 yards there.
Yeah, and there wasn't really anything there. It's just pure, kept his legs moving, just fought got a little extra yards out of a play that didn't really look like had any. Great play by Marshall there.
It seems like the run game has been a little quiet for Michigan here in this second half. But they have a 2nd and 7, Purdue 47. Underwood in the shotgun, handing it off to Marshall. Marshall breaking left, breaking tackles as he goes. He's going to fight forward for a first down and more out to the Purdue 35. So Marshall had space, got to the first down, and then just powered forward for another 5 yards.
Yeah.
And a gain of about 15.
I mean, we've seen a mix of just a pure elusiveness on that run. He got an open space, made a guy miss, and then just, again, that dog energy just fought for extra yards there. He has been a guy that's done this his entire career at Michigan, and we're seeing it again and again.
Underwood again in the pistol. 1st and 10 for the 35. Hands it off to Marshall. No, I believe that is, was that Marshall?
No, I don't think it was.
Might have been Jasper Parker. They're on the backup running back with Haynes out.
But yeah,
it was Bryson Kudzall, number 24, his first carry of the day for 4 yards.
Yeah, and I'd like to note the Andrew Marsh blocking on that. You know, he's a wide receiver who's fighting to help his team get extra yards there.
2nd and 6 here. Underwood, fake handoff. Pressure in his face, trying to fight out of it. Finds a guy open. He's got Marshall, and he powers his way into the red zone out to the 15. So Underwood evading pressure there, stepping forward, finding the open Zack for a big gain there for the Wolverines to set him up in the red zone once again.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what I've seen a lot of seeing Bryce Underwood do a lot this game. He's able to extend plays. That's why you went out and got him in the recruiting class last year, and a big play there.
So 1st and 10 from the 15, Underwood in the pistol. Hands it off Marshall. Running forward, breaks a tackle. No, that's Kudzall again. Gets out to the 10-yard line. It's a gain of about 5. And Michigan will set up a 2nd and 4. Sorry, so gain is 6 there. 2nd and 4 from the Purdue 9-yard line. Michigan going quick. Underwood of the pistol again. Jumbo out in front of him. Hands it off. Marshall, not much room there. Able to fight forward for a gain of about 3. They're going to say 3rd and 2 from the Purdue 7.
And I'd watch here for a play-action bootleg out of the Wolverines. Just get Underwood moving, let him use his legs, and try and get something going here. You have an opportunity to score, and I really am interested to see what's called here.
3rd and 2 for the Wolverines at the 7. Underwood in the pistol, hands it off Marshall. Marshall just fighting forward. Should be enough for a first down. Not much room there to run, but Marshall, the bruiser that he is, just powering forward for a first down.
That's the biggest thing I've loved about him since we saw him last year in the ReliaQuest Bowl. He's just a fighter. He just powers forward, and he has been clutch for this Michigan team that has struggled on the offense. And you got to give a game ball to him, no matter what this game ends up being.
So 1st and goal for Michigan from the 4-yard line. 10:55 and counting left in the fourth quarter. Underwood in the shotgun. Marshall to his right. Fakes the handoff. Underwood nowhere to go. He's going to get sacked.
Ooh.
So a big loss there for Michigan as they were knocking on the door at the 4-yard line, and Underwood gets dropped back all the way to the 11-yard line. Just sack. Michigan cannot take in that situation.
That was Monty Powell on the play there, and that was just I mentioned there earlier before that play action game, get Underwood moving, and I mean you saw that they were just ready for it there, and Underwood tried his best to make a play out of it, just nothing was there.
Powell, the transfer out of UNLV, has been one of their best players this year. 2nd goal from the 11, hands off Marshall. Marshall, patient running, going forward. Fire breaks out a tackle! Touchdown, Michigan! Jordan Marshall, fighting through tacklers, looked like he was down, escapes out of the pack with a football, and that is a big touchdown, his 3rd of the day for the Michigan Wolverines.
And he has a hat trick, and that was, I think, his most impressive hat trick. Just right down the middle, just bodies, Purdue bodies all around him. He somehow finds a way to make a play out of that. I really want to see this replay because it looked like he was going to get swallowed down. It just didn't happen. And again, that's the magic of him, is that he's a fighter. He keeps going. You know, it's like, I'm just so impressed by him, man. He's so good. I can't sing his praises enough, man.
So Marshall, an 11-yard touchdown there, fighting through traffic, comes out unscathed for the score. Zavada's kick is good. So a much-needed touchdown for the Wolverines as they take a 21-10 lead here with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Jordan Marshall, the guy to talk about on that one, just fighting through traffic, scoring for 6 and giving Michigan a much-needed touchdown to extend their lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and we're getting the replay on this. We're seeing it. He did get swallowed up. He just kept on moving. He broke like 3 tackles at once. I swear to God. He just powered forward. What an impressive play by him.
Shows impressive running from Marshall on that drive. He was the catalyst of all of that. And a big momentum swing as Purdue is driving, had the ball at the Michigan 50, decided to go for on fourth down. That drive stalled, and that gave Michigan the momentum and the field position they needed to score a touchdown, breathe a little bit, extend their lead, and now hopefully they can get another stop and get out of this game with a win.
And I think really momentum is like something that is, I believe in momentum a lot. And I mean, getting a stop like that on the defense, you give your offense great field position. You allow them to go out there and extend this lead and fight off a scrappy Purdue team. I mean, defense turned in the offense there. That was an incredible drive by Michigan. Incredible drive by Jordan Marshall.
You got to give a lot of credit to the Michigan defense.
Oh,
we talked about them not in the most glowing terms coming out of halftime. They let up that like nearly 10-minute drive for a touchdown. But in the second half, they've really hunkered down, and few opportunities for Purdue to really push it downfield. And although the Michigan offense has struggled up until that drive, they've kind of held Purdue only to 10 points.
And I mean, I think, again, you got to credit Wink Martindale. I mean, he is adjusted. He is really played an incredible second half, called an incredible second half. And I mean, you can't do that if players aren't making big plays. I mean, 2 giant stops in 3rd and short, 4th and short. I mean, you needed that for Michigan, and that has been the story of the second half.
And the story of Purdue, too, coming into this game is they're not a team that excels on either side of the ball, but they can kind of fool you a little bit in the run game. Brown, despite his turnover-prone habits, he's a guy that could also like throw the ball. And up to this point, at least, Michigan's only held him to 10 points with 10 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a big thing going into this is that I was afraid for Purdue that they would be losing the turnover battle. They've been winning it. I feel in this game, yeah, they're down 2 scores, but they can make something here, especially if this crucial drive turns to points.
So as you mentioned, a crucial important drive coming up for the Purdue Boilermakers. Michigan kicks it off. Jackson on the return, fields it at the 5. Run forward. Got a little of a hole. Ends up collapsing on it a bit. Takes the return out to the 32-yard line, I believe. As the Purdue offense gets back out here on the field with 9:57 remaining, down 11 in the big house. But still in this game, still if they score here, still got themselves a ball game.
I was about to say, and shout out Michael Jackson, the third there, brought a 26-yard return, sets them up, past the 30-yard line. I mean, that's good. That's not elite position, but that's good starting field position for this Purdue team. Makes it a little easier to go out and get some points. So
1st and 10 from the 33. Brown in the shotgun. Hands it off. Thomas. Thomas has a hole right. Brought down by Hausman, short of the first down marker, but still gets a gain of, they're calling it 9 there. So ball at the Michigan 4, probably ball at their own 42.
Yeah, just he saw open space to his right, just took it. And, I mean, luckily that ended up in a stop for Michigan, but great play there.
Purdue's going quick. 2nd and 1 from their own 42. Hands it off Thomas again. Bouncing forward. Be enough for a first down. Brings it to their own 45, and the chains are going to move here.
Yeah, wasn't really a lot of space to do anything, but you kind of see him shifting a little bit inside. Got a little, just enough to get a first down there.
Purdue definitely playing with a lot of urgency here, going no huddle. 9 minutes remaining here in the fourth down. Here in the fourth quarter, Michigan with an 11-point lead. 1st and 10 from their own 45. Brown in the shotgun set, 2 receivers left. Brown back to throw. Looking, pressure in his face. Gets it to his tight end, Christian Earls, for a gain of about 6 there.
Yeah, and he was getting hit a little bit as he was throwing that ball, able to get it to his tight end there. And, I mean, again, he has, seen a lot of pressure looks from this Michigan defense, and, he's been able to make plays. Credit to him.
2nd and 3 from the Michigan 48. Brown hands it off. Thomas breaking forward. Breaking through tackles, stays on his feet all the way to the Michigan 35. So a 13-yard gain there for Thomas.
Yeah,
he's been running roughshod all over Michigan on this drive.
Yeah, he's kind of awakened for this Purdue team. And, I mean, again, shaking off 1, 2, almost 3 tackles there and just getting another first down. Michigan is now on their side of the field.
Not much time has elapsed. Only 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and Purdue's already at the Michigan 34, the 1st and 10. Brown in the shotgun. Looking to throw. He's got him in the end zone. Trying to find him. Incomplete, but there's a flag. Looked like it was TJ Metcalf there in coverage. That's going to be a pass interference.
Yeah, it just looked like from here he had him a little wrapped up. Couldn't make a play. It's just a back-breaking penalty for this Michigan team. We saw that in the second quarter. Another situation where big shot ends up leading to a pass interference call, and now Purdue is either knocking on the door of the red zone or is at the red zone.
Yeah, they're going to have the ball at the Michigan 19, and it's unfortunate for a Michigan team that's 11th in the country in penalties. They don't take a lot of them, but they've had some costly ones here today. So 1st and 10, Purdue at the Michigan 19, 7:50 shotgun, screen pass. Horton, he's going to take that out to around the 13-yard line. Yes, gain of 6.
Yeah, just a quick screen play, get the ball out quick, and a quick 6-yard gain. And now they're in 2nd and 4. Great script here for this Purdue team.
They're going to move quick. 2nd and 4 from the 13. Brown shotgun. Hands it off. Harris, it seems it is, pushing forward for a first down. He gets it all the way to the Michigan 7-yard line.
Yeah, he just kind of snuck forward, just found enough of an just open lane to just get down. Now it's 1st and 7.
Purdue's going to bring in Singleton here as they did on the last drive. 1st and goal from the 7. 6:55 and counting remaining. Singleton shotgun. 3 receivers left. Harris in the backfield to Singleton's right. Motion man is Jackson here. Running back left. Singleton's going to keep it, trying to find a path forward. Nowhere to go. He gets stopped there for maybe a gain of 1 or 2. He's waiting for a hole to break open. And Barry seemed to pop out from right behind him as Singleton was waiting for that hole.
But yeah,
that never came.
A lot of dangerous moving pieces there. You have the motion man. You have obviously the threat of him passing the ball, throwing the ball.
Singleton, shotgun here, 2nd and 5, 3 receivers left. Harris in the backfield, Singleton's left. Singleton drop backs to throw. Goes end zone, incomplete. Michael Jackson was the intended receiver there. Not very open, tried to thread the needle, couldn't find him.
Yeah, I mean, he though had a one-on-one opportunity, was not able to make the one-handed snag there. 3rd and goal, bringing Brown back in.
Good coverage there for the Michigan defense. Singleton didn't really have many lanes to throw. So 3rd and 5 here for Purdue. 6 minutes remaining. Crowd is loud. 21-10 game. Brown shotgun, 3 receivers left. Thomas in the backfield to his right. Brown snaps, back to throw. Thomas screen pass, and he's in for a touchdown. Malachi Thomas on a screen pass from Ryan Brown takes it home for 6. And Purdue once again keeping this game tight.
And shout out Nitro Tuggle. He had an incredible block there to to create that touchdown there for Purdue. And again, like we've been saying, they're scrappy, they're annoying, they're not done yet. And with, if they're going to go for 2 here though.
Going for 2 is the move here. You're down by 5. Two-point conversion makes it a field goal game. Brown shotgun, rolling to his right. Doesn't seem to have anyone open. Fires in the end zone, is picked off.
And that is crucial because now they have to now get the ball back, go down the field, get a touchdown. And Michigan, that was a great 2-point defense there. As I was saying before, I mean, we've been talking how they're scrappy. They're just going to stay in here. And Michigan, now you have 2 things. You have to drain the clock, keep the ball moving, not let them have another opportunity to come down the field and score. But you got 6 minutes. That's a lot of time to burn. And we know this Michigan team is a great rushing attack, but they got a big challenge here.
And finally, I mean, coming into this game, we talked a lot about the Purdue run game. Obviously, they're without their star back, but still have guys like Malachi Thomas, Antonio Harris. And the running game has been there. It's been muted. It was there on that first drive. Haven't really seen much of it since. And Thomas really came alive with that last drive with the touchdown, but also really big runs set up that.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at the stats right now, only 3.5 yards per carry, but I mean, especially in this second half, I mean, they're doing enough to just get a first down, keep the chains moving, keep this offense on script, and it's been really fun to see.
And that drive is just methodical. We came into the drive talking about the Michigan defense, saying how they struggled a little bit in the first half, but showed some real improvement going into the second half, and they kind of just that was at will for the Boilermakers there. Michigan defense really didn't put up much fight.
Yeah, they really just have that will to just keep going. They know, again, we've been talking the narrative of this. They want a win badly. They know what it would mean to embrace that spoiler maker narrative that has been college football, has been a part of that team for a while. And if you can bring that back in a new regime of just being the pesky underdogs who somehow find a way to win, that's a great cultural. This would be a great culture win.
And if you're Purdue, you're looking ahead to games against Ohio State, Washington, and Indiana. So hard to find another win on the schedule. This is their chance right here. 6 minutes left in the game. Michigan getting the ball back. They've struggled. They've shown they can struggle offensively, and Purdue right there just made a touchdown drive look easy. And this is not a comfortable feeling if you're the Wolverines. Only up by 5, this close, this late in the game in the fourth quarter. What do you want to see here for the Michigan offense?
Michigan offense, you don't have to be explosive. You don't have to do much. You know what you just have to do? Move the chains. Keep it going. Drain the clock. If you can get to halfway down the field, 2-minute warning, that's the dream. And then you're forcing, if you can force all these timeouts for Purdue to be burnt and just keep the ball moving, keep the ball rolling, you should be walking out of here with a narrow victory if you're the Wolverines.
So it comes down to this. Purdue about to kick it away. 6 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Michigan clings on to a 21-16 lead. Michigan 21st ranked team in the nation. Purdue losers of the last 6, but we got ourselves a ball game here. The kick is away. Pushing March in the end zone. He's going to fair catch it. Take the ball out at the 25 for the Wolverines. So this is
crucial. This is crucial.
This is the time for Michigan. You do not want to give the Boilermakers the ball back here, the chance to win the game. See if they lean on star running back Jordan Marshall, who's 18 carries for 133 yards and 3 touchdowns today. Guessing that's the guy they're going to go to, but they're also going to need Bryce Underwood to showcase that arm and bring him to the promised land. 25, Underwood pistol formation, hands it off Marshall. Marshall nowhere to go, but able to just punish defenders forward for a gain of 5. Another example of Jordan Marshall not seeing the hole, but able to just push his way and fight his way.
I'm about to say that hole closed quickly. I mean, a guy popped right in front of him. You know what he does? He just pops the guy right in front of him, just keeps on moving, gets a small
crown
gain.
Down.
But yeah,
So 2nd and 5 for the Wolverines. Clock's running. Ball on the 30-yard line. 4th quarter, 5:25 and counting remaining. Michigan up 5. Underwood in the pistol set. 2 receivers to his right. Marshall behind him in the backfield. They're going to let some clock run. Play clock at 5. Brett's in the motion, man. Handoff Marshall. He's breaking left. He's going.
Oh!
He's going 40, 50. Down and around the 45 of the Purdue Boilermakers. Jordan Marshall finding the hole at the line of scrimmage and just bouncing outside for a big gain.
Just clutch vision there, ice at his veins, able to flip the field now. Now they're in Purdue's side of the field. That was, again, massive play, incredible play. And he's up to 20 attempts on the day, 162 yards and 3 touchdowns. He has been on fire all day long.
So there's some concerns here if Michigan's able to move the ball, but when Marshall's running like that, don't need to worry much. Michigan 1st and 10 to the Purdue 46. Underwood pistol formation again. Good with the motion, man. Hands it off. Bouncing outside. That's going to be Kuzdal again. Another strong run from him out to...
Yeah, and a lot of, before the game, Parker would be the guy, but Kuzdal, I mean, he's come in the second half, and he has been just as clutch as Jordan Marshall. I mean, a big play there, and he's showing a lot in these few touches that he's had this game.
So they're going to keep Kuzdal on the field. 2nd and 3 here, ball to 39, clock's running, 4:08 left.
A lot of pistol formation for Underwood.
Pistol, Marshall the motion, man. Jumbo up front. Underwood, hands off. Kuzdal fighting through blockers. Finds a hole and gets a first down out to the 32. So patient running there for Kuzdal. Waiting for the hole to emerge. Found it. Darts forward for a first down.
I mean, he, again, like you said, patient, elusive, just bouncing around, able to find just enough space just to get a first down there. Impressive running again from limited snaps for this guy.
And this is how you win games down the stretch. Just power football. This has been Michigan's bread and butter during the Harbaugh years. Continued under Sharon Moore. But when you have backs like this, and got to give credit to the offensive line too. A young O-line. Maybe haven't been the best in pass protection all year, but have given their running backs room to run, and they've found those holes and exploited them.
And you know what's been interesting is that I think we mostly know this Michigan team to be a lot of I formation, run the ball. But on this drive, have you once seen an I formation or gun play? It's been all pistol formation for this Michigan offense, and that's been really interesting to me. There's not a lot of offenses that really run out of pistol, especially in crunch time like this. The only offense I can think of is we go to the pros, the Atlanta Falcons. They run a lot of pistol in that team, and it's just really interesting to see this interesting play call for me.
And it seems to have been working here on this drive at least, as they've been able to open up holes for these backs.
Yeah.
Marshall, Kuzdal. Marshall on the day now, 20 carries, 162 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not to mention the 25-yard receiving play earlier in the game. So he's been all over the field in this one. 3 touchdowns, as I've mentioned. Really been the star that Michigan's needed in the absence of Justice Haynes, who had been that incredible running back for them. And you hope you can get Haynes back, but at least in the meantime, Marshall really is the heart and soul of this offense.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, you lose a guy who was everyone in the state of Michigan has been considering a Heisman-level candidate. And this Michigan offense, 233 yards, 3 touchdowns, averaging almost 7.5 yards a carry. That has been massive for this team, massive for this offense. And it's a beautiful sight to see this Michigan offense still continue to win in that style of play that we know them. Just run the ball, pound the rock, and just beat you on the ground.
And they've been lucky to have this. We saw the same thing against Michigan State, too, where passing game, out of rhythm, struggling, stagnant. And it just seems to matter less when you have a running game like this. You're able to hide those deficiencies and just run behind these great backs that Michigan has and has had for a couple of years now.
Yeah,
it's
and
been
then
a real running back factory.
Yeah, and Chip Lindsey, when he was coming from North Carolina, he was really known for his passing attack, just a spread offense. He had Drake May. He did have Amarian Hampton, a guy who was an incredible running back in college. One, I think, really underrated just because you had a guy like Ashton Genty come out, and to see him adapting to this rushing attack of Michigan has been incredible.
So Michigan's a 1st and 10 from the Purdue 32. Underwood pistol again. Hands off Marshall, gets tripped up. Thought he had a hole, but got tripped up. Seems to be about a gain of 2. Purdue's going to take their first timeout here. So Purdue, their second timeout.
Oh, yeah. They had the timeout right before that 4 and 2. And I think it's interesting that they're burning the timeouts now. It's 3:46. Usually what we've been seeing is a lot more calling once, you're getting under 3 minutes. Really interesting that they're calling it so early. I don't know if that's just the momentum that Michigan has had, or it's just they want extra time on the clock, especially with how methodical they've been on offense. But really interesting to see.
So 3:46 remaining here. Purdue only has 1 timeout left on the board. And they're going to look, 2nd and 7 for the Wolverines. You got to be able to start stopping the run if you're Purdue. Just give your offense one last chance. Even if you let up a field goal here, it still keeps it a 1-score game. So got to get off the field here for the Boilermakers. 2nd and 7 for the Wolverines. Underwood pistol, hands it off Marshall. Marshall bursted forward again, just keeps breaking tackles. But not really much room to run, and turns out into a gain of 3. So 3rd and 4 for the Wolverines. Ball at the Purdue 26. Clock's running 3:30. Purdue's not going to lose their last time out.
Yeah, and they were flashing on the screen. Michigan offense last year averaging just under 160 yards on the ground. And we knew them to be an explosive ground team last year. Now they're averaging almost over 200 a game. And it's just been really impressive to see, especially today.
39 run yards a day for Michigan. 3 minutes left on the clock. 3rd and 4, ball at the 26. Pistol formation again. Bress in the motion man. Going right to left. Underwood hands it off Marshall. Marshall breaking forward. He might have enough for a first down as he takes the pile
I think he got it.
And they're going to give him the first down. That is unbelievable running from Jordan Marshall again. Another instance of a player where there's nowhere to go. Got swallowed up, and the whole pile just came with him for the first down.
But, yeah, you got to shout out everyone else on that team. They pushed him forward. This physicality kept him moving forward, pushed him right across that first line. And that, again, that's crucial with 2:44 left. Purdue took their timeout. Now all they have to do is get 2 first downs, go to the 2-minute warning. Actually, well, all they have to do is –
down. This game's pretty much wrapped up. You got 2:44 left. Still got the 2-minute warning. So it'll be interesting. Purdue has no timeouts left. Jordan Marshall does not want the Boilermakers to get the football back. He wants to end the game on his terms. And
yeah.
He's going to have a couple more chances to do that, but just another unbelievable run there. Not the flashiest, not the most explosive, but just like power running when Michigan needed it most.
Yeah. And really, and again, any first down, you're going to go to the 2-minute warning. Honestly, what I'd say you want more is just get a couple yards here on first down and then get the first down the next play. That way you can just go to the 2-minute warning and end the game.
Marshall pistol, hands it off. Marshall breaking outside, getting to the 15. Tackled down at around the 11. So gain of 9 as Marshall just fought through guys. Broke it out to the right out on the outside and turned it into a gain of 8 yards.
Yeah, just again, he's so athletic. He's able to just bounce it to the outside and get 8 yards there on that carry. And like I said, now, if they get the first down here, they can just run the clock out and the game's over.
So Michigan, 2nd and 2 at the Purdue 13. Clock's going to run all the way to the 2-minute warning. And this crowd finally has something to cheer about all game. They're loud. The players are telling them to get loud. And they'll have a chance here with under 2 minutes left to put the final death blow to the Purdue Boilermakers. They can just run for a couple more yards.
I mean, what can you say other than if they get this first down here, what a gritty win. You know, a lot of mistakes on the offense. But in this fourth quarter, what they've done is just said, we're just going to beat you with the run. We're going to hand the ball off to our playmakers over and over again, and you're going to have to stop us. You have to be, alert and awake. You can't be tired, and just pounds the ball for 5, 6, 7, 8 yards. really impressive drive here to end the game. Started at 6 minutes. Now we're at the 2-minute warning. Incredible drive.
Yeah, drive Michigan so desperately needed. The way the passing offense has been, you figured a couple, like, you don't break some big runs. You get like if you get like a 1-yard carry, 2-yard carry here, you're putting yourself into a passing situation, and they just haven't even forced that on themselves.
Yeah.
It's just been consistent runs of at least 5-6 yards, maybe more, and that's just been enough to just keep the line moving, and they run the ball all the way to the Purdue 13, even though they know exactly what's coming.
Oh, yeah. You know what? It really reminds me of, like, the USC game last year, again, where this Michigan offense just, in crunch time, just handed the ball off and were able to break off big plays with big playmakers. You know, it's been an incredible sight to see this last drive.
Yeah, and definitely scare against the Purdue team that we talked about. Better than the record shows, but not a team you want to be hanging around with. And Michigan hopefully here can put them to sleep, but it's not been an easy road, and they've at least looked a chance here to finally close the book on this Purdue, and I'm guessing they're going to keep the ball in Marshall's hands.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why wouldn't you take the ball out of his hands. He's been incredibly clutch all day long.
Last week, yeah.
Yeah, give him carry 25, seal this game.
Last week, the Wolverines were able to beat the Spartans because they ran the ball for 74 yards. This week, same recipe. Passing game struggling. All right, we're going to run it down your throat for 252 yards. And I don't know if that's going to win games against the beasts of the Big Ten. But if you're playing teams like Michigan State, you're playing teams like Purdue, you don't want to stay close with them, but at least they have their recipe for beating these teams. And that's just to run the ball.
Yeah, we saw it last year. They were able to do this too and win. I mean, it seems to be a formula that works for this Michigan offense under Sharon Moore.
So Michigan back out on the field. 2 minutes left in this game. Down by 5. Michigan has the ball. 2nd and 2 at the 13. So you imagine a first down can pretty much seal this game. Underwood pistol, once again, as you've noted, has been on the pistol this entire drive, and it's been working. Underwood pistol, Marshall behind him. Receiver out wide. Jumbo out in front. Bredesen the motion man again. Oh, they're blowing the whistle there. I wonder if there's a timeout call. I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing a flag on the field. Sideline with head coach Barry Odom and the refs.
I would like to believe that was a timeout called. I mean, obviously no flags for a false start. A really weird thing. We have chants about the refs being thrown out by the crowd.
It's unclear what happened there.
Yeah.
They might be. I think they're just going to run it back from the same spot. So strange to check to the action here, though. 2nd and 2 from the 13. Underwood pistol. Bredesen the motion man. Motion left to right. Handoff Marshall. Marshall bursts through a hole up the middle. Carries it down to the 9 for a first down. Wolverines. With no timeouts left for the Boilermakers. That won't necessarily seal it, but that might get them. That might get them the distance.
Yeah, it looks like victory formation
And
here
that will
for the
do it.
Wolverines, and that will do it.
So Underwood in victory formation here up by the 9-yard line. Not a spot you typically see victory formation. Typically more of like getting the ball back and then somewhere else. But that was a man's drive there by Jordan Marshall. He has fingerprints all over that drive, as we've mentioned, and he was really just able to will the Wolverines to a victory there. On a day when they didn't really show it, the passing game, the defense had its struggles, but there was one man who kind of stood out from amongst the crowd and was able to bring a win home for the Wolverines here.
And, I mean, he was doing it so many different ways, breaking off explosive runs, fighting, keeping his feet moving. He was elusive when he needed to be. He was powerful when he needed to be. He was all over this field today, and he has to get a game ball. You have to give a game ball to that man. He has been incredible today.
And Underwood kneels, and that will do it. 30 seconds remaining on the clock. They're just going to let the time run out. Players and coaches make their way onto the field, but this is going to be a Michigan victory.
Yep, and they're displaying it right now on the stadium Jumbotron. The game is over. Coaches are meeting. What a game.
So not the prettiest victory for the Wolverines, as we mentioned. Came into this game 21-point favorites, only won by 5 against the Purdue team that is yet to win in the Big Ten. But look, as they say, a win's a win.
Yeah, win's a win.
You come out of here, you're by the skin of your teeth, but you still get a victory and improve to 7-2 on the year, which is strange considering what we just watched, but is the reality for where this Michigan football team is right now.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like you said, a win's a win. You get 7 wins now on the season. And yeah, was that ugly? Yes, 100%. That was an ugly win, but that was a win nonetheless. And I mean, we saw a lot of just incredible plays being made on this rushing attack. And yeah, I said this before, this is an annoying Purdue team for anyone that they play. They have fought all year long. And yeah, if you're a Michigan fan, you are upset that, yeah, you didn't blow them out by 3 scores. You didn't, win this football game convincingly. But that was not going to happen today.
Yeah. So looking forward for Michigan. They got a bye week upcoming. Then they got trip to Wrigley Field to face Northwestern, trip to Maryland, and then the game against Ohio State. What do you want to see going forward from this Michigan team?
I mean, it's simple. Passing attack has to be on point, especially away. That's been a big struggle for this Michigan team, is that they haven't been able to throw the ball when they're not at Michigan Stadium. They have to throw the ball well. They had a lot of great play calls, just clean up the execution. And if you can come out, look great against Northwestern, look amazing against Maryland, and an incredible Maryland team that I will be really excited to see, you can come back home with Ohio State come to town. And if you look good in those 2 games, I think you can definitely beat this Ohio State team at home in the Big House.
So a 21-16 victory for the Wolverines. We're signing off here for the WCBN Sports Radio Network. I'm Max Schwartz, along here with Andrew Pipta. Thank you for listening, and go Blue.